sometimes asleep in my 89 Ford. Whoa, I'm just a tropical troubadour. I never cared for the downtown life, running here and there in a suit and tie. All I ever wanted was some sugar white sand, a hometown girl and a six-piece band. Two drummers. Now I got everything I need and more. Blue skies, green eyes, and four on the floor. And whoa, I'm just a tropical troubadour. Show me a stage and a microphone. I play your face and a few of my own. Sing for my supper in a bucket of tips. Well, people, let me tell you how sweet it is. I think I finally know what I'm here for, to share the aloha from shore to shore. Whoa, I'm just a tropical troubadour.
Tiki Man Radio, Coke Confessions, check, check, check.
I think I finally know what I'm here for, to share the aloha from shore to shore. Whoa, I'm just a tropical. Whoa, can't keep my pockets full. Whoa, I'm just a tropical troubadour. Brother Michael, groove on here. Yeah, Jimmy down low on the bass, Brother Lonnie on those drums, guitar Brent Mason, harmonica Dave, oh, sliding Scotty, steel guitar man, Matt on the congas, tropical. I'm so tropical. What a life. I got my boat drink and my Hawaiian shirt. My friends are all decked out in hula skirts. I'm living the life, you know, the best that I can, but I still never met the man. I got a shark fin tied to the roof of my car. I got a bottle of rum and an acoustic guitar. Got my truck filled up with Florida sand, but I still never met the man. I make my parking lot pilgrimage every year, hoping just once he will appear. And if he did, I'd hand him a beer, break out with a grin from ear to ear. I got the box set, bootlegger too. I got albums by Peters and Fingers too. I'm a registered banana Republican, but I still never met the man. Got my tickets and flying Hawaiian shirt. My friends are all decked out in hula skirts. I'm living the life, you know, the best that I can, but I still never met the man, no. Still never met the man, no. Still never met the man.
Looking for the perfect way to kick off your weekend? Tune in to Tiki Man Radio every Friday night from 7 to 9 for the one and only B-Man and me, Shell. They're bringing you all the tropical vibes, good times, and great music to start your weekend off right. Catch the show live at tikimanradio.com or stream it on YouTube at Tiki Man Radio. Don't miss out on the fun. It's island time, no matter where you are.
Your own personal Jesus, someone to hear your prayers, someone who cares. Your own personal Jesus, someone to hear your prayers, someone who's there. Feeling unknown and you're all alone, flesh and bone by the telephone. Lift up the receiver, I'll make you a believer. Take second best, put me to the test. Things on your chest, you need to confess. I will deliver, you know I'm a forgiver. Reach out and touch faith. Reach out and touch faith. Your own personal Jesus, someone to hear your prayers, someone who cares. Your own personal Jesus, someone to hear your prayers, someone to care. Feeling unknown and you're all alone, flesh and bone by the telephone. Lift up the receiver, I'll make you a believer. I will deliver, you know I'm a forgiver. Reach out and touch faith. Reach out and touch faith. Reach out and touch faith. Reach out and touch faith.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain. I'd like to welcome you aboard our flight tonight. We are traveling at 34,000 feet at approximately 420 knots. Those on the left side of the aircraft, I'd like you to take a look out your window. We're passing over Key West, and I'd like to point out Beechy Shell Studios. You're in luck tonight, as our in-flight entertainment will be Coastal Confessions with B-Man and Michelle, so sit back, relax, leave the flying to me, and enjoy B-Man and Michelle's Coastal Confessions on Tiki Man Radio. Oh, I'd like to suggest downloading the free app so when we do get to our final destination, you can listen to everything on Tiki Man Radio. Enjoy your flight, enjoy the in-flight entertainment, and thank you for flying Tiki Man Radio Airlines.
So we're going to do, this is the Key West show tonight, and because this is free tonight, so we get to do whatever the hell we want to do out here. So with no further ado, the entire Coral Reefer Band, all two of us, are going to launch ahead here now, all right? Looking back at my background, I'm trying to figure out how I ever got here. Some things are still a mystery to me, others are much too clear. Oh, I love living in the sunshine. I stay contented most of the time, listening to Walker, Willis, and Willie sing me those Texas rhymes. While most of the people who retire in Florida are wrinkled or they lean on a crutch. Mobile homes are smothering my keys. I hate those bastards so much. I wish a summer squall would blow them all the way up to Fantasyland. Hey, they're ugly and square. They don't belong here. They looked a lot better as beer cans. That's why it's still a mystery to me, why some people live like they do. So many nice things happening out there, they've never even seen a clue. But we're doing fine, we can travel and rhyme. I know we've been doing our part. I got a Caribbean soul I can barely control, and some Texas hidden here in my heart. Well, I might have joined the Merchant Marine if I hadn't ever learned how to sing. On top of all that, I got married too early. Cost me much more than a ring. But now those crazy days are over. You better learn from the wrong things you've done. I came off the rebound, I started looking around, figured out it's time to have a little fun. That's why it's still a mystery to me, why some people live like they do. So many nice things happen out there, they've never even seen a clue. But we're doing fine, we can travel and rhyme. I know we've been doing our part. I got a Caribbean soul I can barely control, and Florida hidden here in my heart. If I ever live to be an old man, I'm gonna sail my boat to Martinique. Buy me a sweat-stained Bogart suit and an African parakeet, and then I'll sit him on my shoulder and open up my crusty old mind. I'm gonna teach him how to cuss, teach him how to fuss, and pull the cork out of a bottle of wine. That's why it's still a mystery to me, why some people live like they do. So many nice things happening out there, they've never even seen a clue. We're doing fine, we can travel and rhyme. I know we've been doing our part. I got a Caribbean soul I can barely control, and some Texas hidden here in my heart. Yeah, I got a Caribbean soul I can barely control, and some Texas hidden here in my heart.
Thank you.
coming to you live from the Beechy Shell Studio in Key West, Florida. You're listening to Coastal Confessions with B-Man and Michelle.
B-Man and Michelle's Coastal Confessions coming to you live from the Beechy Shell Studios here at the Beechy Shell Hideaway in Key West, Florida. We have had a busy week, and we've got a great evening planned for you.
You might need to raise the table.
All right, let me raise the table here because we have Sean Martin with us tonight. Let's raise this here.
Where's that?
How's that? Can you get on it?
That's good.
Oh, there we go. So we got Sean from PLAR. He's going to be joining us tonight, going to talk about his new book. We got so much to tell you guys of what's happening here in Key West. It's unbelievable. We're getting into Fantasy Fest. But I want to say a few shout outs to a few people tonight here. Let's get this show started with. We got Sweet Harriet checking in tonight, Michelle.
Hi, Harriet. Thank you for the card. I got your urine raise card.
Yes. What was that stuff that fell out?
A bunch of glitter.
We got Rich Malik. Good evening, everyone. He says, hope everyone had a good Friday so far. You know what? I've had a really good week. This has been a fun week for us.
Busy week. We've gotten stuff done.
Oh, my God. Yeah. We're going to talk
my
about
new driver's license, and the picture is not terrible. So.
Oh, my God. We got Steve Brown. Happy Friday. And giddy up, he says. Donna Cummings is tuned in. Donna, where are you at? Are you camping again this week? Are you up at your cabin? Callie McCool, all the way from the West Coast there in California. Thanks for joining us. And we appreciate everybody who's hanging out with us. If you're listening, please tell me. Because you know what? So many people listen, whether you're listening on the internet or if you're listening on YouTube, they don't tell me.
Incognito.
They're incognito, and I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Let's get a little camera shot of me. Hello, Friday night, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good time. We so appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget to hit those thumbs up. I got a video for that, so we got to put that out there. There's those thumbs up. So if you're listening, hit those thumbs up, everybody. Subscribe. Let us know what the heck's going on, so that YouTube knows that Tiki Man Radio is the Scheiße. And if you don't know what that means, that's German for poo. So, Donna says they're at Coyote Woods, their retirement house. So I'll have to remember that. So, girls' weekend. So you left Bob at home, huh? Well, I always say if it's a girls' weekend and you leave the guys at home, it turns into a guys' weekend too. I'm just saying. We got Mo tuned in tonight, Michelle. Mo, where are you at, Mo? You're always somewhere. So are you at home? And then it's the skate moms you met in Key West. Oh my God! So Donna's with those ladies she brought down here to Key West, and they were some wild women. They were crazy. So lots going on. Like I said, we've got Sean Martin in here.
Thanks for having me.
You got the picture on him? Yeah.
Do I what?
Is
Oh, yeah.
Sure
My bad. There we go.
There we go. Sean
There
There's too many buttons. And we were telling Sean before the show, it's like, if I'm doing stuff and I'm not looking at you, don't think I'm not listening. I'm listening, but there's a lot going on. I don't have what Danny has. He's got his Facebook crew, his YouTube crew, and then the others. So
right, and the others.
It's good having you. You've never been to our place, have you?
No, this is nice, man. I appreciate you having me.
Well, I tell you what, when you mentioned it, I thought it was so cool.
Sean's promoting a book.
He is promoting a book. It's called Coral Bay, and we're going to really get deep into that. And I got a little surprise for him here. Well, I don't know. I hope he thinks it's a surprise, but we're going to talk about it here just a little bit. I like surprises. So. Let me see. So Mo says, tuned, can't hear, but at a women's college volleyball match. Why am I not surprised, Mo? You're always doing something sporty. So yeah, we've never had you here. We've known you. You've been down here since 2014.
Right, yeah.
We moved here in 2016, so you got a couple years on us. But we first met you at...
I think the Cork and Stogie.
Cork and Stogie.
Oh, I was just talking about the Cork and Stogie the other day. I was having breakfast with Annie and was like... I just looked across the way from Banana Cafe area. No, we're at La Grignon. And look, I'm like, oh, I miss the Cork and Stogie. It was the greatest spot.
I do miss it.
It was like people always ask, like, what's a good local spot in Key West? I'm like, nothing's truly just local, and that wasn't 100%, but that was as close as I've ever seen.
No, that was like our Cheers.
Yeah, that really was.
I think it was
that was the Cheers on the island.
Yeah.
When you did have plans for a holiday or even just an evening out, you're like, what's going on? I don't know. Let's go down the Cork and see who's there,
You could just wander in there and by yourself and no plans, and you're going to see somebody you know. It was such a great spot. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, like she said, I mean, there were nights we're just sitting here at the house watching TV. It'd be like 8 o'clock. Let's walk down to the Pint and see who's down there.
The Cork.
Or the Cork, yeah. Well, to me, the Pint anymore is kind of like...
It's getting there. It's getting there.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I walk in there and there's like a group of people or somebody. And then it's funny because Tad always introduced me. It was Lindsay the other day. I walked in there, sat down, and there's this older couple on the side. And they go, "That's the man right there." And I'm like, "What?" And like, "He's the commander of crap."
The crap commander.
So then I had to tell him the entire story about crap and the whole 9 yards. And then we're sitting there later on, and then he was talking to Steve. I can't think of Steve's wife's from Adam and Eve, that just opened.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing you know, he looks at me, Tad, and he goes, "This guy here knows how to advertise. This guy here has been my biggest advocate on this island. From the beginning, he started putting, beer in cans and selling it to where he's at today." And I'm like, that's what we do.
I mean, I found the place because you were telling me to come there, and then, then when Annie and I got together and I came in there, and Tad and I became sort of buddies. I come in and he even if we're both just passing through, we stop and then we just, because we're both nerds, right? So we just start nerding out about just anything possible, but talking about beer and what I do with spirits, and it's just cool spot.
And I'm glad you two have hooked up. That's really cool because
he has a barrel of mine. I don't know if he's told you that.
He has told me that, and we're trying to figure out what to do. I even told him, I'm like, if you're going to put that and do a special...
Oh, the beer's already in it.
Well, I told him, I said, if you're going to do something special, I go, he's trying to figure out when, because I think Fantasy Fest is kind of like, he wants to really make it something big, but, with Fantasy Fest coming up and everything else. So I'm like, look, dude, if you want to do something special, let's talk about it, and I'll help you in that area. Only because I think what he does is good.
It's really good.
I mean, he's got
some great beer.
He does have some really good beer down there. I tell everybody, 18 beers on tap, and
all made in house.
Yeah, all made in house. He's got it down to a science on.
If you need to stand, and because
no, I'm fine. No, let's talk about science. I mean, he was talking that when last we nerded out, he dehydrated beer into a powder, and then has a way to infuse it with. I mean, I have a background in chemistry, and I'm still going, what?
It's kind of like Tang for beer.
And to take water and CO2 and run electrical current through it and turn it back into alcohol, and it's like, wow, you're a nerd to another level, and I love it.
But, it's funny because I'm not a chemist, and I'm completely lost. I'm just like, and he's getting
to help. Our friends in Albuquerque, though, used to make.
Well, they did, but
helped,
but here was my assistance to them in making their beer. Just sit. Well, that was the last part, but the first part was just stir, and I would stir and stir and stir. But he gets telling me all this stuff, and he'll like quiz me. He's like, "Do you know when you add this and this, and you know what you get with that?" And I'm like, "I ain't got a clue."
Nope.
He's like, "It's science, don't you?" I'm like, "Dude, this is not my."
Right.
I can tell you how to go to war. I can tell you how to fly an airplane. I can tell you a lot of other things that I'm good at, but. You know what? That's his forte.
Well, you can fly an airplane. Maybe there's something to be done with like high altitude fermentation and a non-pressurized cabin.
Well, we had a bar we used to go to in Albuquerque. Well, bar, what did you call it? Cafe. Kelly's.
Yeah, Kelly's. Yeah.
They had space beer.
Yeah, they had space beer
because their hops had been flown in space.
Yeah, they somehow got the.
Like Kelly's down here, or you said Albuquerque?
No, it was in Albuquerque. It was a place called Kelly's. It's not there anymore. They had the best.
Oh my God.
Green chili chicken soup. Oh my God.
They had a good sandwich too. What was it?
Yeah. All right. We're talking food, and I'm freaking out. But it was. I'm trying to alien beer. They called it. So. Like an alien ale or something.
Right.
That the actual hops were flown in space, and. They had something exclusive with.
I forget which one.
One of the space folks.
Well, the one that's
NASA?
NASA.
The one that's in New Mexico, right?
Yeah, but I'm trying to remember who it was. Regardless, but they came up with this really cool, and it was really tasty. It was really good. So, but yeah,
the blonde billionaire.
Look,
not Bezos or Musk, the other one.
The guy who has Virgin.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever his name is, the Virgin guy.
That guy.
He's not really a virgin, but the Virgin guy.
I'm sorry, we can't think of.
Yeah, Now I'm blanking on it too.
Chime in and let us know.
Yeah.
There's a
If
bunch
you know who
of
that
people
Virgin
going.
guy
How do you
is-
guys not know
He's a
his name?
sir too, isn't he? And he is a knighted.
Oh God! Don't you know? Now you just made it tougher, Michelle. I can't think of who it is. Callie McCool says flying out to Mexico in the morning, early bird special. Should be dipping my toes in Caribbean by tomorrow afternoon. Well, enjoy your time down there. Have fun. Callie, he does a really cool thing out in California. He's a school teacher, and he's got these kids, and Tiki Man Radio donates airtime to these kids so they learn how to like be DJs, kind of get involved with it.
And production.
That's awesome. That's great.
It's really cool what they do down there. So, yeah. So the Pint is really doing a lot of cool things. You're getting
Sir
ready for
Branson.
Richard
Branson. Right?
I knew you'd
There we
figure
go.
at some
It's
point.
not Charles Branson.
So you're doing the Oktoberfest thing?
Right, yeah. Annie told me about it. We doing the Stein holding contest, and I don't know where we were. I think at Tutu and Co the other day, and like I should say the other morning, and just looking for. I'm like, I need a lederhosen, and we're gonna do this, and I found this company online. I wish I could plug them because I can't remember their name.
No,
right
that's
now,
what I was
but-
going to say. Is
And it was like $200. It was great. It came today. It's like super high quality. So
very cool.
And then she's got what's it called, a Brumble? No, I forget the name of the female.
yeah.
But she's got that. She's got one of those, and so it's.
They had a really nice
We're all
one
ready.
about 7 to 10 years ago at Disney.
Yeah.
At the German place. They had like really nice quality,
Right.
actually German stuff, because most of their employees
Yeah.
from the country.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And remember, I thought about buying one and I didn't, and ever
No,
since
you
then they
didn't.
haven't had it. And
It's called a dirndl.
We gotta put some German music on the background here. So.
it was really
I'm
nice,
home.
and I should have gotten it. Have to add it to the costume collection.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna be there. And Annie, and she's up in Chicago right now, where she's from, and she found a Stein, like a one with the cap, and then she got just the big mug.
Have you seen my collection?
So we're gonna go over to the Pint, and I haven't. No.
When we're on break,
I'll
we'll
show you on
Yeah.
break when we go to some music. I'll show you all the ones I got
They,
over there.
We'll go get us some
We're gonna go over
Cool
there, and
Bunny.
we're gonna do practice sessions. Because that's hard. I don't know if you've ever done that or not, but like just
hard to hold it straight.
Hey,
well, and just hold your arms out in general. Because when I was in the army, like we would do like if like as a punishment, either done to me or I would have it done to my guys, whatever. Just to hold your hands out and do cherry pickers. Just do this for half an hour, and this is easy.
After
for
10 minutes.
And now imagine doing it with like.
A pound.
Hey, have you seen those
Yeah,
girls
however
in
much it-
Munich?
yeah, however much it
They're,
weighs. But they're not holding them out like this. They're just walking,
Oh, they've got like
They still got
I'm still
arms.
in one
impressed.
hand and eight in the
Impressed.
other, and
Hey, yeah.
that's not a woman you want to mess with.
No, of course not.
It's like, you were so pretty. Yeah.
St. Paul's.
Hey,
girls.
Bill
The
Cliff's
St.
tuned in
Paul's
tonight.
girls
Hey,
look
Bill,
coming
how you
on.
doing, my friend?
Hey, Bill.
JoJo Fish, they're going to be coming down soon for the Tiki Man Radio Songwriter Showcase, our 9th annual one at Rick's Dirty Harry's. So we got a great lineup this year for that. So go out on Tiki Man Radio and you'll see, if you go to tikimanradio.com, go to the very top, you're going to see this little banner up there. It's got all kinds of really cool stuff in there, songwriter showcases in there. Click on that. You're going to see the entire lineup, what's happening, who our sponsors are, the whole 9 yards.
Nice.
So we got our stuff in one sock this time.
There you go.
I think
Fantasy Fest coming
it's
up. That
time
can
to
mean a
go
few
get
things.
some food.
All right, let's get some music. When we come back, I want to talk about
Your
your
book.
book, what's going on. What are we drinking? Is that what you brought tonight?
Yeah, as a thanks for having me on. It's one of our special releases.
Well, hold that thought.
Yeah, we'll talk about it when
We're
we
going
get
to talk about it when you come back, but I want to get to some music. A little bit of Aaron Schur's. It all starts to rum together is the name of the song at some point.
Rum together.
It all rums together, everybody. B-Man Michelle's Coastal Confessions right here on Tiki Man Radio. Thanks for being a YouTube member. Subscribe. Tell your friends all about us. Let's have a little bit of fun. Join Tiki Man Radio Nation. There you go. Take that, Kenny Chesney.
Well, I remember getting off the boat, and I recall slipping out of my shoes. It had to be about a week ago, give or take a week or two. And I can see me sitting at the bar, breaking in my new straw hat. The barkeep pulling out a mason jar, saying, try this, man. But after that, well, it all gets a little bit blurry. Well, things sure turned hazy in a hurry. There's a lot of blank spots, but I got no worries. I can't feel nothing and I've never felt better. All I know is I'm still smiling. Must be having one hell of a time with whoever, wherever, whatever. It all starts to run together. 15 numbers written on my hand, lipstick kisses all over my face. Everybody saying I'm the man. Well, man, you'd think I own this place. I don't think I've been in any fights. I'm too sunburned to have gone to jail. But if I had to tell you what I did last night, I'd have to follow that little umbrella trail. 'Cause it all gets a little bit blurry. Your things sure turn hazy in a hurry. There's a lot of blank spots, but I got no worries. I can't feel nothing and I never felt better. All I know is I'm still smiling. Must be having one hell of a time with whoever, wherever, whatever. It all starts to run together. The most fun I've had in forever. It's too bad, I wish that I could remember. But it all gets a little bit blurry. Things sure turned hazy in a hurry. There's a lot of blank spots, but I got no worries. I can't feel nothing and I've never felt better. All I know is I'm still smiling. Must be having one hell of a time with whoever, wherever, or whatever. It all starts to run together. You know it all starts to run together.
This is Sweet Harriet from New Hampshire. Ray the Roadie and I tune in all the time to Tiki Man Radio, and we like to listen to B-Man and Michelle, Willie and Scotty on Tiki Man Radio, Coastal Confessions.
Well, Bernardo, here we are in Trinidad.
See, what we do now, Joby?
When in Trinidad, you do what the Trinidadios do. Drinking rum and Coca-Cola, go down Point Cumana, both mother and daughter, working for the Yankee dollar. It's a fact, man, it's a fact. If you ever down in Trinidad, they make you feel so very glad. Calypso sing and make a rhyme, guarantee you one real good fine time. Drinking rum and Coca-Cola.
Looking for the ultimate craft beer experience in Key West? Head to the Southernmost Pint Brewpub, 522 Front Street in downtown Key West. Open daily from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., it's your must-stop spot for 18 handcrafted beers on tap. Available in 4, 12, and 16 ounces. Not sure which beer to choose? Try their flights of 4-ounce beers and find your favorite. The Southernmost Pint Brewpub also offers wine, cider, seltzers, and refreshing non-alcoholic drink options. And the food? Oh yeah! Dig into their Scotch eggs, German potato pancakes, Thai peanut noodles, chili cheese fries, and so much more. Every bite's a flavor adventure. Happy hour runs daily from 4 to 6 p.m. with 25% off drinks and discounted snacks. Want to enjoy that wonderful Key West tropical attitude? Then enjoy their giant outdoor seating area with fun games and comfortable seating. After dark, enjoy their giant projector and building-sized screen and watch your favorite sports event and entertaining films. Planning event? Book their space for free. At Southernmost Pint Brewpub, every pint tells a story. Yours could be next. That's Blast Beer Company, Southernmost Pint Brewpub, 522 Front Street here in Key West. Open daily 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Blast Beer Company, around since 1992, making beer one barrel at a time.
Reef rum is made with a sweet and smoky for the wise and the rebel. It's a rum that was created by and for everyone tired of the same old thing. For both the professional bohemians and the actual connoisseurs of good rum. It's for people who want to get out of their comfort zone. Unleash the rebel inside of you with Reef Rum, sweet and smoky for the wise. Reef Rum, the official rum of Tiki Man Radio. Tiki Man Radio is pairing up with Margaritaville Beach Resort, Fort Myers Beach, Florida, for the very first Parrot Fest, October 3rd through the 5th, 2025. Brought to you by the Southwest Florida Parrot Head Club and the Villages Parrot Head Club. Partying with a purpose for Alzheimer's Association. You can go to tikimanradio.com and click on the banner for the lineup and all the event times. Make your plans for the Margaritaville Beach Resort. Fins up, everybody. Tiki Man Radio is pairing up with Margaritaville Beach Resort, Fort Myers Beach Resort, Fort Myers Beach, Florida, for the very first Parrot
Coming to you
Fest.
live from Beechy Shell Hideaway Studio in Key West, Florida. You're listening to Coastal Confessions with B-Man and Michelle. Now, back to the show.
Oops, I hit a wrong button. That happens.
Way to go.
That happens. So I was like, no, stop. No, so we're good. Hey, Kylie McCool said he's been watching Tulsa King Season 3. Dwight gets into the whiskey biz. We have 2, Callie.
As well.
That is really good. Have you watched Tulsa King?
I don't really ever watch television, so no.
Well,
I'm probably missing out on something, I'm sure.
Tulsa King is really cool. If you're a fan of Rocky.
I like Rocky.
You know, Sly Stallone. I mean, he does a really good job in this.
And, what's her name?
Sarandon? No.
No. She played nurse on China Beach. She played Colleen.
I can't think of her name. I know you're talking about.
The nurse on.
And then
there was somebody.
There was somebody out there.
Old, holy cow.
So yeah, hey guys, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. B-Man and Michelle's Coastal Confessions right here on
But the other
Tiki Man
thing we were
Radio.
trying to think of earlier was Larry Joe Taylor.
Larry Joe Taylor. What about Larry
We were
Joe?
trying to think of when we met Keith Sykes.
We met Keith Sykes at Red River, New Mexico.
Right.
And it was his Red Hot Chili Nights or something like that. He had some name for it, and then that's where we met
Had
Keith
a
Sykes.
festival there.
And I had got a hold of, man, my mind is really going crazy tonight, but thank you, Kathleen Brown, Dana Delaney, Michelle.
There you go. Thank you.
And
I was about to look.
so, who's the pedal player for Jimmy Buffett? I'm really losing my mind tonight.
Good question.
Nobody can remember anybody's name.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
You know,
but
Jimmy
anyway,
and Mac at this point.
His wife was
Grisham.
Grisham. Doyle Grisham's wife was kind of like a producer or like a manager.
Yeah, she managed a lot of people. Yeah.
So I called her and I said, look, we're going to be up in Red River and I'd really like to meet Keith Sykes. And she's like, oh, hang on a minute, and calls me back. Or actually, she texts me and she goes,
Here's your cell phone.
here you go, here's a cell phone. He's waiting for you to call him. I'm like, what? I'm like, if that was that easy, you know? It's like, so that's how I got a hold of Keith
Then you
Sykes.
feel awkward, like, hey, I got your number from.
Like, who is this?
Well, he was at the I think they call it like the Red Barn or something. He goes, yeah, I'm going to be here. I got this hat on and a big wine glass. And sure as shit, we showed up, and there he was. He had this big old hat on and this goblet the size of New Jersey, you know. And he was like, hey, what's going on? And he was cool. It was a fun time.
I just met him like a year ago when John was doing his documentary, and got to meet him, and such a cool dude. And the stories between him and Bob Lieberman, like with the old Muppet stories from the 70s on the road, like it was cool. But I asked Keith, I'm like, hey man, Costa Marseille is like one of my favorite songs that Jimmy ever did, and here's the chords how I play this. Is this right? It sounds right to me. And he looked at it and he's like, yeah, maybe this. And he's like, you know what, man, I play that song every time I do it. I don't really remember.
I wish I had his skill. I mean, you know, they make that song sound so easy. You know, I was like, do. I'm like, and I get on there trying to do it. I'm like, all right, I'm going to try this. And it's like, boing, boing.
Jazz chords, you know.
Yeah, I'm just like, all right.
Diminished what?
Yeah.
I had another musician friend one time tell me how to play it. And he sends me everything, and I'm like, no, I'm still stupid. So
I'll send you my chords, see if you can play those. They're pretty. I can play it, you can play it. So.
Yeah. So.
But we need to talk about Sean's book.
We are going to talk about Sean's book, but first he brought you a gift, Michelle.
Oh, and it's very
nice. Because he knows you are the rum. So what rum is this one?
So this is our the 22, the Legacy 2022.
Legacy 2022.
Yeah, we do a at Papa's Pilar we do a Legacy release every year. And then this was the one that Ron Call came up with in 2022. So it's our dark rum, but it's finished in apple brandy cask. And I wanted to bring something special for y'all. Since,
Thank you. It's very
and
good.
This comes out of my own personal cabinet. So I didn't go to the distillery to get it. I'm like, I want to bring something. I opened it up. I'm like, I have a lot of stuff in there, obviously, you know. So I'm like, this one you can't really get anymore. So
yeah,
it's been gone since 2022.
Well, thank you so much. And it's such a cool little carrier too. I mean,
yeah, little leather pouch. You know, it look like the canteen pouch, and it's got in the back of it. You know, it's got.
You want to write some notes in case you want to write a book,
right?
Know?
And it's got a little notebook in it if you want to take some notes.
That is so cool. So if you're watching on YouTube, you get to see what this thing looks like. Let me just put it up here to everybody real quick here, because it's really cool. It's got like, you know, a little pen with it, little, you know. But
notebook and a pen and
that is so cool.
Case and all that stuff.
Oh my God, that is.
You can go on Safari and write your notes.
There you go.
I don't know if Michelle will be like, where'd Brian go? And where's my rum?
Why is the rum gone?
But what we want to talk about tonight, I mean, we've known you ever since we've been down here, and it's been fun hanging out and chit-chatting and talking and everything. But
yeah, for sure.
I swear to goodness, I did not know you were an author and you wrote this book.
Well, I wasn't an author officially until July 31st, I suppose, when it came out.
But the neat thing is, we're up at Pilar. We go there on Saturdays, and you know, well,
I see you guys there.
Every other, yeah, you see us there all the time.
Often enough.
You know, you get a little clicker, click, click. They're back here, click, click. But we got talking to what's her name behind the bar? I can't think of her name.
Kelly.
The long-haired guy?
Yes, Kelly. And she said, "Oh, I'm in the middle of reading his book because they had said you had gone down to Costa Rica." And I'm like, that was right after Rumfest, I think it was.
Yeah, I just needed a little break, so I went down to Costa Rica, so a little backpack trip. And
they're like, oh, yeah, he's down there chilling out. You know, his book just was released. I'm like, what? I didn't know you were writing a book.
Yeah.
So it's called Coral Bay. And I was reading, you just sent, dropped this off to us, and thank you for autographing this. That is so cool. So I'm like trying to look at it real quick, but tell us about the book. What made you want to do this?
Well, so I mean that story goes back a little bit. Back when I was in grad school, I graduated in 2014, so we're going a little far back now. My buddy Carl Grooms and I owned a company called Cosigns and Tan Lines in Concord Public Bikinis. So we were coming up with ideas for promotional stuff, and where this really started was there as this serialized character I was coming up with. It was just going to be these sort of little blog post. It was going to have this continuous story as long as the company stayed around. But I moved here, and the company went away, but I had written a lot of stuff for it. So at the the encouragement of some of my friends to put it together into something, and started doing that. And then along the lines, I met John Cunningham, who has the Buck Riley series, and he's been as I say in an acknowledgement in the book, he's read my manuscript as many times as I have, and he's been really instrumental over the 10 years. But
John's a great guy.
I'd work on it for a few weeks, a few months, and I put it down for 3 years. So that's why it took 10 years. I probably got the right amount of time into it, and then just one day I was just like, I just need to do this, and I sent it off to his John's editor, and I got good feedback, and so I was like, just decided to push and just try to write a book, because it's an immensely not easy thing to do. And so that's why I did it. It was just because I had all this stuff, and it was hard to do, so I did it.
Well, yeah, you had me a bit. I've always talked about doing it, but
I encourage you to do it. It's a great. I'm working on the second one now, so it's like.
Are you really?
It's designed. Is it
like a sequel to this?
It's designed to be a series. Yeah.
Ryan would do a book in the. You probably haven't. I think we told you about it, but the style of not Taco Bell material, which was Adam Carolla.
Yeah, Adam Carolla.
And it's just like silly short stories about this is shit that actually happened in my life,
Right, yeah, almost like David Sedaris kind of thing.
You were thinking, you can't make this stuff up, or you can say the other word, I guess. But
I think what I need to do when we get to that, I need to record it, because afterwards I'm like, my mind goes dead. Like, I don't know what to write about. I don't, and it's like funny stories, but funny stories.
He's always telling.
Come to me when, we're all together having a drink or something, and something sparks. I'm like, hey, this one time, and then I go to town. But
you gotta write them down, or at least something. I do that. Like, I have a note in my notepad on my phone. It's called the Commonplace Book. So if I hear somebody say a quote or a line, somebody will just say something in conversation, I'll write it down. Or if I get an idea, I'll write it down. If I don't, it's gone forever.
So I got to ask this question, because I'm going to read this.
Maybe I should start doing that. Well, I'll remember. It's like,
oh,
the time the guy pooped his pants golfing story.
I'll circle back to that. I want to hear about that.
It's a funny story. But what I'm interested in is, because when we were talking, I think it was 2 weeks ago, after you got off work, and we're down there, and we just sat there for.
At the social club?
I think we closed the place down. I don't know.
Oh, we did, yeah. They're closing the bar down.
They're
like, should we leave?
They're like,
because nobody's ever going to ask me to leave. So
you worked there. I mean, you're the man there, but they're kind of looking at us like,
you got to go.
Right.
Like, can we have one more to split? But when we were talking this, we got talking about sailing, and you like to sail.
Very much, yeah.
And you had mentioned about, I think you're doing something at St. Thomas or St. John's at some point.
No, I would go out of.
But you had said, hey, you should go with us on this next one, and I'm like, I'm not really the.
No, just go on my boat. Also,
the working type. Yeah. I mean, although I do work when I get on those boats, but
he works more than most people.
I'm just kind of like so. And you had made a comment that in this book you referenced something, some of your sailing.
Yeah, there's. I had more of it in there, but can't be afraid to murder your darlings, as the writing idiom goes, that I had to take some things out. So there is still a scene in there. It's a dream sequence, I guess, a dream scene that happened where the boat almost gets run into a bunch of rocks because of a stuck jammer. And that's like something that physically happened to me and was very stressful.
And you told us that story. I remember you telling us that story.
Of all the scenes I cut, I'm like, this one has to be in the book, because it happened. It's real. It's sailing. I was getting anxiety writing it. As I was remembering what happened.
Wayne's World. Wayne's World. So, if you had to summarize in 30 seconds what this is all about.
Oh, wow.
Could you do that, or?
Yeah, and give it a shot. Or maybe, I'm not known for brevity. So.
Or maybe best, what would you tell somebody why they should read this book? What would be the?
I think the thing that's the most interesting that would, so why read it, and would be that when I was researching this book, it's based around a marina project that's happening in Coral Bay in the book. And as I was doing research for that, I did not realize that it was actually happening in Coral Bay.
Well, it was a real thing. Huh?
I just thought, hey, what's a terrible thing that could happen in St. John's? I really wanted to have it based in the Virgin Islands. I'm like, oh, somebody putting a big stupid marina right in the middle of Coral Bay because that's such a beautiful spot. And then I'm just doing research randomly to come across. So I reached out to people I know in St. John that live in Coral Bay. I'm like, no, that's the thing that's going on. I haven't been there in a while, so I'm a little disconnected from it. And so and so to me, that's super interesting that it wasn't intentional, but
that's a real thing.
I already had the idea of a worst case thing, and that's actually something that's going on.
Okay.
They've been fighting down there. So.
Well, I can't wait to read it. And I'm not a book reader.
Yeah.
That's one of my downfalls. I don't like, I just have an issue with reading. My mind goes in different directions when I sit down to go.
I don't read a lot of fiction, honestly. Like, I've read a lot of fiction in my life, but I read mostly nonfiction books. I don't read a ton of fiction.
Well, the one thing I want to bring up is Danny, and I got to come over here. So if you go out to Tiki Man Radio, Danny has written a lot of books. And when I was talking to him, that I was going to have you on the show and we're going to talk about the book and everything. He had said that he's got on Tiki Man Radio, Tiki Bar Publishing. And every author that we've had on the show that has talked about their book and everything, he puts that on there as a recommended read.
Oh, that's awesome.
So at some point, we'll get all the information from you on, your book, the author, and then get it out there so that people can, go to his Tiki Bar Publishing, and that's a recommended book from Tiki Man Radio. So
that'd be awesome.
I think that would be really cool. Yeah. No,
whatever helps get the word out. Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's gonna be really cool. So if you go to Tiki Man Radio, go up to Tiki Bar Publishing, and then you can see everything. He's got his book Chirpy's Soaring Journey, some of his other books that are out there. Blah 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 blah. I'm just kind of zooming through it. Pablo has written a lot of books, so he's got that out there. Chasing the Sun. So I think that is really cool that your book will be out there. Scott Atwell, matter of fact, Scott Atwell just reached out to me because he just updated his Buffett backstories, and so he asked me, "Hey, did you know?" And I'm like, "I did know." So I'm sure we'll get that updated, but we're definitely gonna get your book out there and give it some visibility so that we get more people who want to read it.
I appreciate it.
So I think that is really cool. So Sean M. Dean. Is that
That's my pen name.
Your pen name. Explain that to me.
So my name is Sean Michael Dean Martin. I dropped my last name because it was I don't know. There's various reasons that I decided to go with that.
Okay.
Some are personal, not for on air, but
no.
So I decided to. But that is my pen name, yeah. And then my SeanMDean.com is my website, and that's how you find me on social media. If you go to Sean Martin, you just come to my personal page.
So is this out on Amazon?
It is on Amazon as a paperback, as you can see, as well as an e-reader. And whenever I buy the equipment and find the roughly, I'm estimating 20 hours to sit down and do so, it will come out as an audiobook as well.
That is cool.
Read by me.
Yeah, audiobook, he'll
I love listening to audiobooks.
I do too. I just know that I have to do it.
Yeah.
It's just, people love audiobooks. I love audiobooks. But if I'm going to have an audiobook done, like I got a message from Amazon the other day saying, "Oh, you've been selected, randomly, whatever, to have us do your audiobook using an AI voice." I'm like, "No, I'm gonna read it."
That is cool. And let me tell you, we talked about Not Taco Bell Material, which was a book by Adam Carolla, and it was we did book clubs back in Albuquerque when we were living there. But the neat thing was, he narrated his book. He wrote his, he did the audible on it. But throughout the audible,
he riffed off. I mean, he would read it directly.
He would go further in the story on audible. Now I'm going to talk about, he would say, "I'm going to talk about this one part in the book," and he'd read it.
Or I think there was one chapter, and he said, "Okay, here's how it really was. This isn't what the chapter says."
Yeah, it was really interesting how he kind of went further with it. That it talks about it in the book, but you know what? I'm really going to
kind of went offline.
Yeah. I'm going
That'd be harder to do with fiction, I think. But nonfiction storytelling, yeah, you go like, you know what, I'm gonna
Here's
throw
what
this in
really
there.
happened.
Or you could say this. This one part. Close to the rocks. Let me tell you what really happened. This is a true life thing that happened to me. Boy, I was scared shitless.
Right. But to sink a boat I don't own.
Yeah. Let me see. Bill Cliff says, "How about tell us what the book is about?"
Right. Yeah.
There we go.
Thanks, Bill.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, me too. Well,
You gotta help me here,
digress.
Michelle.
I thought we were going towards a commercial, and that was just going to be the segue.
No.
But
Oh, you want a commercial first and then come back in?
No, let's talk about it while we got everybody's attention.
all right, cool. So the book, in the short version of it is the book's about the main character, Michael Bennett. He was a very successful businessman in Miami and lost everything to, as he says, to a pretty face and some words whispered in his ear. He trusted somebody he shouldn't. And so he lost everything, barely kept himself out of prison, washes up in Key West, which is where book 2 will take place. We'll come back to Key West. And he's kind of content in his life, living his easy life on his sailboat, which is, the his last worldly possession he's got left after everything. And he gets sort of an echo from the past with somebody he used to work with, calling him down to the Virgin Islands to help him with his project, which is the Marina project that was Mike's specialty. Not Marina projects, but what Mike did was he was able to help people get projects done, like building projects, construction, without destroying the environment, essentially, to help everybody win. Like the environment wins and the builders get what they want. So this guy Larry calls him, says, "Hey man, I'm stuck. It's been a long time, but I need you to come down and do this." So Mike's a very ambitious person, so he comes down. And I don't want to go too far into it because I have a tendency to give things away. But he basically goes down and he takes this job and he finds himself having to struggle with his ambition because he's got this opportunity before him to really kind of get back in the saddle to find sort of absolution from his past. And so he's struggling with some moral issues with that and kind of trying to balance that all out. And then as he digs deeper into different things, he finds things that he can't unsee, can't ignore. And then there's this a friend of his that dies in the beginning of the book, so it's sort of looming like what happened with this person, Dave. And then also there's a femme fatale and there's a love interest, and he's trying to balance all these things. So it's not like a island adventure book in the sense of like a shoot 'em up sort of like pirate adventure, but it's about sort of, I guess, Mike's inner struggle with all this and what is right and wrong. And it's I've been it's my first book which is a very stressful thing to put out to the world. Here's a 70,000+ words that I wrote. I hope you like it, and I've gotten nothing but great feedback from it, from strangers and friends. So
very cool.
It's been really a fun experience.
So it's Amazon.
You can get it as an e-reader. You can get it as a paperback, and then hopefully soon, whenever I get the time to do it, I'll do the audiobook.
Very cool. Now, let me ask this question because Chris Ream, and he's written.
Yeah, of course.
He's written a few books, and he's used people within his fiction realm. From Key West. I mean, apparently I'm in one of his books that I'm like, I don't know. But I mean, as you get to know people or have met people, has that influenced any of your writing into maybe going into the second one?
I think it's impossible not to. I mean, there are people and there are characters in this book that are influenced by folks that I know, and some of them are a combination of multiple people as I'm thinking about the characters and character development. And there's a character in here who's is Captain Kahuna, and that comes from Charles Kaufman, which is a friend of mine. Passed away back during Irma, not from Irma, just coincidental. And that character is, I can almost hear Kahuna's voice when I write him. So yeah.
As a character, an individual who is very influential on this island that we all know. He's got the preserve. Are you going to somehow bring him into?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll bring and John does that with his books. He'll bring real life characters, real life people into his books. I've been in several of his books, and John's passively in this one he's my lawyer, him and Carl.
Oh, really?
Or he's Mike's lawyer, not me, but And so yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't like to say yes, I'm definitely going to do something and then decide not to. But I mean, anybody that I know is I don't want to say fair game. That sounds but there's a possibility of that happening.
Well, I just figured because Dave Wegman is a very interesting individual on this island.
Yeah, he is a very interesting.
He's what is going on over here?
It's a cat. Wants to come say hi. Hello, kitty.
Willie is something else, but yeah, no. Dave, I don't know if you might like squeeze Dave in there somehow to.
I mean, it's very possible. He definitely brings a lot as far as a character to the book, So.
Yeah, no, he does.
But of course, I'll mention people's names in passing. But if I'm going to add somebody as like a character, I go and talk to them. And,
So you're going to try and make this a series?
This will be a series. Yeah, it's actually called it doesn't say it on there, but if you go to Amazon, it'll say Book 1 Michael Bennett series.
It doesn't say it
in the back of the book. It kind of I made sure to leave it hanging.
I'm definitely going to read this because I'm really my interest is really sparked by this, and I love the fact because let me get to it. I just saw it just a few minutes ago. Thank you to all my beta readers: John Cunningham, Bill and Linda Clipp, Ed Curtis, Susan Silverman. I think that is really cool. Having island people that's.
Yeah, and
back and support.
Yeah, I mean they're good friends, but they're people I know that wouldn't, because like I told all of them, I'm like, if this sucks, I need to know.
Yeah,
and I'm fine with that. Just let me know so I don't put this thing out into the world.
Yeah, and if it does suck, tell me where it sucks.
Yeah, and why. And they all gave me great feedback, and I hope that they'll be my beta readers again for the next book and the ones after that. But and then Susan, she actually lives in Coral Bay, and she's part of a group called Save Coral Bay, who's fighting against this marina project, and I was connected with her and said, hey, would you read this, and she read it and said that, without me being down there during this time of what's going on, not really even knowing it was occurring, which makes me sad. I used to go down there a lot. It's just I didn't realize how long it had been. But I actually plan on getting down there with John and Bill and Linda and some other people this December. So
very cool.
And connecting with her, but she's like, man, you hit it spot on. She's like, it gave me chills how close this was. So
very cool.
Yeah, I was happy for that.
Well, I want to get to some more music.
Yeah.
And so we can refresh, and then you going to hang around for a bit?
I'm here, man. Let's hang out. We got rum, we got music, we're good to go.
I love it. Hey, B-Man and Michelle's Coast Confessions, we got Sean M. Dean with us.
Yeah.
Author of Coral Bay, the Michael Bennett novel, actually series, I believe.
It will be a series.
I'm loving this, and definitely stick around because we got a lot more we're going to talk about. We're going to find out a lot more of how long you've been down there, what's going on. So we've known you a long time, and we've had some fun partying together.
Yeah, let's dig in.
So all right, B-Man and Michelle's Coast Confessions. We're going to get to some more music. I'm going to play this one artist right here because this guy I started hearing his music on Radio Margaritaville, and just before the Rumfest, I think it was a Rumfest, you had Kurt Stevens playing down.
Oh, Kurt's great, yeah.
And it was an honor to meet this guy because I'm like, I just started hearing his stuff on Radio Margaritaville, and then here he is at, the Hemingway Social Club playing, and then he inspired Michelle and I to write a song. We'll talk about that when we come back because I'm finalizing that.
Nice.
So
Kurt's very talented and such a cool dude.
Oh, he's so cool.
Yeah.
But I want. Let's wait till we come back because I want to ask a couple questions. But Kurt Stevens, Bigger Boat, and then B-Man and Michelle will be right back to you guys on a Friday night. I hope you're having a good time. Don't forget to hit those thumbs up, everybody, on YouTube.
Lately, I've been catching myself having daydreams about flying to the islands on my Gulf Stream and stepping on my 80-foot Viking. Yeah, I'd be golden out there floating with the Joneses. Got 6 lines out just trolling. Then I'd crack a Pacific Open. But I'm right where I wanna be. The sun's shining down on me. I'm on an old Boston whaler that since 2001. 10 hurricanes later and that engine still runs. No, I wouldn't trade her for a bucket of gold, 'cause the grass is always greener and Catch the same fish, same damn sunset. I'll be cruising out the same damn inlet. Only difference is I might get a little wet. 'Cause I'm on an old Boston whaler that's since 2001. 10 hurricanes later and that engine still runs. No, I wouldn't trade her for a bucket of gold. 'Cause the grass is always greener and there's always a bigger boat. And there's always a bigger boat. Yeah, I'd be wasting my time chasing, 'cause I got everything I need right here. Won't be fixing what ain't broken. Yeah, I got 50 more years on this 18-foot angler I've had since 2001. 10 hurricanes later and that engine still runs. No, I wouldn't trade her for a bucket of gold. 'Cause the grass is always greener and there's always a bigger boat. Yeah, there's always a bigger boat. There's always a bigger boat.
As I rise up to the morning light, underneath this sun so bright, my favorite road runs left and right. It's called 38. Got Fort St. Joe to the east of Destin, Lower Alabama way out west, and everything I love is in between. Gonna take a ride down 38. Gonna wet a line on Choctaw Bay. It's got me thinking I must have it made. Got it made in my sunshades on 38. Got it made in my sunshades on 38. Just got back from the west of Destin, Crab Island summer fiesta, wet and wild in my shades on 38. Well, I'm hanging in there, I'm doing just fine. All I see is miles of Florida coastline through my shades on 38. Gonna take a ride down 38. Catch a moonlit night on St. Joe Bay. It's got me thinking I must have it made. I got it made in my sunshades on 38. Got it made in my sunshades. Gonna take a ride down 38. Gonna take my time if it takes all day. Yes, I know that I got it made. Got it made in my sunshades on 38. Gonna take a ride down 38. Beaches all around me every day. Tell you one more time, I've got it made. I got it made in my sunshades on 38. Got it made in my sunshades. shades on 38.
Tiki Man Radio is very proud to be invited to the 14th Annual Music on the Bay 2026, February the 25th through March the 1st. This will be the first time that Tiki Man Radio will be broadcasting live from Music on the Bay. B-Man and Michelle will be there. Tim and Michelle Myers will be there, along with Mo and others, coming together in Tampa Bay at Whiskey Joe's for a great cause, raising money for the Shriners Children's Hospital. Registration is now open. You can go over to TikiManRadio.com and click on the banner and sign up today. We'll see you in Tampa Bay for the 14th Annual Music on the Bay with Tiki Man Radio at Whiskey Joe's. Stop by the Tiki Man Radio tent and say hi, and we'll see you on the radio.
Cut off my cell phone and mail. Cancel my cable TV. Where I'm going ain't nobody ever gonna find me. And I packed up my bags, packed up my Taylor too, bought a one-way ticket to where the water is turquoise blue. To myself, I must be true. Now I'm off the grid, wild and free, the way I wanna be. Let the world go on without me. I don't give a damn. I got my feet planted firmly down here in the sand. This is it. I'm off the grid. You might say I ran away, but I don't think that's true. There's just more to life to me than that old 9-to-5 grind and commute. Down here life is simple, so laid back. I play my music every evening in this little beach bar shack, and I ain't ever going back. Now I'm off the grid, wild and free, the way I wanna be. Let the world go on without me. I don't give a damn. I got my feet planted firmly down here in the sand. This is it. I'm off the grid. Get my dinner every evening from the sea, and I've got sunsets that are way beyond belief. This is paradise to me. I'm off the grid, wild and free, the way I wanna be. Let the world go on without me. I don't give a damn. I got my feet planted firmly down here in the sand. This is it. I'm off the grid. Oh, I'm off the grid. I'm off the grid.
Hey everybody, join us for Sunday Mornings with the Tiki Man starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Island Time right here on Tiki Man Radio every Sunday. Come over and be part of the show. We'll be streaming live on the Cammy's Grammy Live Cam on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, and get into the chat and be a part of the show. That's Sunday Mornings with the Tiki Man starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Island Time right here on Tiki Man Radio, your coastal Americana radio station.
Tired? Hungover? Or just need a boost? Rehydrate, recover, and relax at IV Hydration Stations in Key West. Whether you're curing a hangover, supercharging your immune system, or enhancing your performance, they've got the perfect IV therapy for you. Choose your vibe. Kick back in their people-watching window seats with a loved one or a friend, or just unwind in serene privacy with soft lighting and lavender eye pillows. IV Hydration Station offers hangover relief and prevention, immune boosts and energy lifts, athletic recovery and beauty enhancers, skinny shots, semaglutide, anti-aging, and so much more. Their emergency-trained nurses will customize your treatment for maximum results. Visit one of their 2 locations in Key West, 328 Simonton Street and 1200 White Street. Call 305-509-0919 to book your appointment or just walk in. IV Hydration Stations. Rehydrate, recover, and relax.
Hey, this is Beth from Nailtini. Do you ever feel like getting your nails and hair done before vacation is a chore? Why not enhance your vacay experience by visiting us at Nailtini, 817 Duval? Our perfect petties will make your feet look fabulous in those flip-flops. Or maybe you want a beautiful blow dry and style for your night on the town. Men's haircuts, facials, and waxing? We do that too. We live up to our name and serve you a martini or a drink of your choice during your service. Now, back to Tiki Man Radio, your coastal Americana radio.
That's right. Tiki Man Radio is your coastal Americana radio station right here in Key West and around the world. Not only here, but everywhere. So, what you doing there, Michelle?
Drinking a rum.
Drinking rum. Drinking rum. Oh, let me see here. Make sure we go.
As a leader of crap, shouldn't it be throughout the universe at this point?
Well, it is out the universe. It is. And we're extraterrestrial.
There you go.
Oh, my God. So, what a week this has been. And Callie says he needs a waxing. Hey, I want to post this real quick.
Kelly needs a waxing.
That's what he said. Callie in California needs a waxing.
TMI.
I want to put up the new logo here real quick while we're all... Those folks on YouTube can see the new Nailtini logo.
Oh.
That is pretty slick.
Cool.
I like that. That is really nice. So they've been working hard and doing their thing. So we appreciate everybody. When you come to Key West, make sure you go down to Nailtini. Don't get your nails done at home when you're coming here.
Do it here and
Do
relax.
it here, for crying out loud. You have a good time doing that. And Callie, I'm sure they'll wax you, man. If you're that bad off, well.
And I'm guessing by the name Nailtini, there's some beverages involved.
Oh, there's always beverages. You get 2, everybody. You get 2. And the new owners, because so everybody knows that Sissy kind of retired out of it. She sold the business, and Jim and Nidra, who are the owners of the Nailtini with the new logo, they are just the coolest. What was that?
Said, look at them, don't look at us.
Yeah, well, they are the coolest. So they're. Well, you're in rare form tonight.
Stage directions.
Yeah, normally you're like in the middle of watching Star Trek, and I got turned to you.
I need to fix it because I think they're not watching part 2 of the 2-part thing.
Normally, here's how the show goes. Brian talks. Look at Michelle. How you doing, Michelle? Ah, Star Trek. Brian talks. Michelle, what's got to say tonight? Ah, Star Trek.
It's going to put on something different.
I don't touch it. There are some things you just don't mess around with, and I don't mess around with her Star Trek.
Yeah.
So, anyway, what were we talking about before we went into music? We were going to hold something until, was it about the book? I'm trying to remember.
He's talking about going to a series, but I don't.
Yeah. So, well, if you don't remember, and you don't remember, and I don't remember,
we talked about where the book came from and a little bit of a background to the book.
And you're going to get the information to Danny Lynn.
Yeah.
And he's going to put it up there on the Tiki Bar Publishing on Tiki Man Radio internet on the website. So that'd be really cool. So that people go out there, and we'll definitely be sharing that and left and right. So
appreciate it.
We have done a lot of stuff with you over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, you were 2014. You moved here. We moved here in 2016. Cork and Stogie was the place to be.
It was, yeah.
I
brings a tear to my eye to think about it.
I know. We were just talking about it the other day, and I'm just like, and I
radio too. I mean,
Yeah, I tell people it's like Cork and Stogie. 8 o'clock at night, we just get on our bicycles and go down there, and you always ran into somebody. Whether I ran into you, or the Shanty Hounds, or somebody.
That's where I met the Shanty Hounds as well the first time.
Yeah. Well, we kind of moved here because of them. There was other reasons why we moved here, but I was telling Chris last week on the show, I was like, "You're one of the reasons we moved here. You know that, right?" But I think he had that one beer that was 14%, and by that, halfway through the bottle,
the
he's
bourbon
like,
barrel beer.
That was pretty cool.
And that'll do it.
And it did.
Well, that and 3 Irish whiskeys.
Yeah, his Irish whiskey. So, what else is going on, man? You're in the middle of writing the second book.
Second one, yeah. I mean, right now I'm just in the outlining phase. I've got a general idea of what it's going to be. I've got more research to do, so we're in the whiteboard phase at this point. But it will be in Key West. Mike and Kahuna will be the 2 characters. I can't say will definitely be there. Yeah, I don't think I'm at the point where I feel like I want to I divulge more. I need to do some research. I have a lawyer and a town historian to consult with about some things, and then maybe I can come back on and we'll talk more.
Oh, very cool. Well, I don't know how your brain works, but I know mine sometimes. I'm like all over the map.
I'm pretty good about. I mean, I can be, but I've devised ways to keep my brain focused by writing notes and different things. Because otherwise, it's not. But one thing that with Coral Bay, it was completely by accident that the book was sort of structured around something that was happening. And so I am gonna. I'll say as much as I'm gonna run with that theme. So it will be in Key West. It will be fiction, of course, but it will be structured around something that is actually happening in Key West.
Okay.
So
it's again me. I have to like outline stuff.
Oh, so that's actually an interesting thing. So I trying to be the artiste, stream of consciousness writing, and when I finally sent my manuscript for the first time to my editor, it was John's editor. She read it. She gave me great feedback, and she loved my characters and the development. And she's like, you got some really good bones here, but she's like, you didn't outline, did you? I'm like, no. She's like, yeah, I can tell. And then she very eloquently and nicely tore it apart. And so I had to end up. I tried to fix it a couple times by not outlining it, but it just ended up having to go back and literally take the book apart back into an outline. And then
the pieces in where they go.
And then rewrite from there.
Was that hard though?
It was incredibly annoying and difficult to do, and but it led to a much better book in the end. So I'm glad I did it. But I learned one thing, outline.
Now, let me ask this question. John Cunningham.
I've met him before, yeah.
Well, you guys hang out a lot, fishing
one of my great
with
friends,
Justin and everybody. But I guess my question is, when he was talking to you about book writing and stuff, did he talk about outlining?
I had written so much of the manuscript before he and I got to that point. Before I had written a lot of it before I really knew John too well. So by the time we got to the point as friends that, I was going to him for advice on writing, I was already so far down the rabbit hole, so to speak, of writing the manuscripts that I pushed it out to his. I think he'd read it once and then suggested I send it to the editor. Maybe that's why.
He didn't want to tell
He's
you.
like, I don't want to be the person to tell you this, buddy, but you need to rewrite this. It wasn't a major rewrite. It was just like, plot holes that there was no way to fill without just restructuring things.
It's kind of like writing a song.
But you know what? It is, yeah. I'd rather knock all the stuff out on book one and just learn some of the hard lessons and not do that again.
Well, I'm learning something here from you because, I outlined, when I was starting to kind of put what I think the book I'm thinking, I outlined. But then it got splintered at some point to where I'm just like, confusion in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just me kind of struggling with trying to come up with how do I really want this book to be, and maybe second guessing myself and things like that. Did you do a lot of that when you were writing this? Like kind of some second guessing of, do I want to go that direction, or is this?
I don't know about second guessing. I would definitely get to a point where I could after I got back to the outline point, and I was thinking about the book in a different way. The manuscript, I would get to a point where I'm like, oh, I could go this way or this way. I really like this way, but this doesn't make sense. If I do this, other things don't make sense.
Right.
And back that I got to go redo things. And I would do that if that's the better way for the story. I let the story tell me where it wants to go.
Yeah.
You know.
Whereas Brian's, because you've got a fiction book.
Right.
Basically. Brian would be more or less true stories, you know, kind of like.
Right.
But they still would need to follow an order or something that would make sense to the reader.
Mine's kind of like a nonfiction embellished for fun.
Right.
Not too embellished, but just to kind of like.
What's the Buffett line? So some things I made up, some I forgot. You know, it's like, and talking. We talked about Wegman. Dave. He put his art book out, and he's working on another one that's about his stories. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of, the mind just fills in the blanks. There's going to be some intentional or unintentional creative liberties taken on Dave's part.
I like that, creative liberties. That's perfect. I got to remember that. So Michelle, whenever I do something, it's creative liberties.
And I think if you disclose that, look, this is a long time ago. This is close to the truth as I can get you.
Well, this is
my true story.
This is funny because I have told my stories for so many years, and as I'm getting older, the old brain fog starts getting in there, and I'll tell the story. Michelle's like, "Wait a minute, you said it was like this." I'm like, "Oh, maybe it was."
See, the problem with me is when I tell stories, like a lot of my stories, my interesting ones anyway, are usually a little foggy due to the rum. So, and my friends will be like, "That is not at all how that happened."
That's how I remember it.
Prove it. This was before Facebook. Prove it.
Yeah, well, the story she mentioned earlier, that's how it happened, on the golf course, and I got to go to the bathroom, but...
Not you.
Beth Haight is tuned in tonight. Thank you for tuning in, Beth. It's good seeing you on here. Let me see. Rich Malik wants to know, and if you got questions that I can throw out, let me know. Something for Sean I can throw at him and ask a question. But Rich Malik wants to know. I've got a few on here too. So Rich Malik says,
Great.
"What genre is the book? Is it murder, mystery, thriller, etc.?"
I leaned into environmental thriller, and when I say thriller, I don't mean like in a super high action book. That's just where I kind of fell into. It's there is a murder, but that's actually the beginning of the book, how it opens. I wouldn't call it a murder mystery at all. That's not the focus of the book. I struggled a lot. Maybe it's because my first book is as far as what genre does it fall into, besides just general fiction. So after research, I leaned more into an environmental thriller because that is sort of the overarching theme. But there's a lot of other fictions. I mean, if you look on Amazon, it's put me into several other ones like sea story fiction and things like that.
Oh, really?
Sea story.
I wouldn't have necessarily thought, but that's where whatever the algorithms are that they use is
well, that's interesting. Maybe they start with the book
travel fiction and island fiction and things like that.
Maybe going by off the book cover's name and then taking it from there.
Yeah, I don't know how they work.
Interesting. So, Bill Clipp. We all know Bill Clipp.
Yeah, hey, Bill.
Hello, Bill. Who will be the next love interest?
Ooh, that's a good question.
So I haven't read the book yet, so I'm asking these questions. I'm not, I can't wait to read this because maybe what's in this book, then I'll go, oh, I see what Bill's asking about.
Right, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to bring Kim back, but I haven't ruled that out yet. But I've got a loose idea, and again, it's so loose that I don't even want to mention it, but anything in detail. But Kahuna, I think, needs a girlfriend, and so we'll see where that goes. But of course, Mike will too, and he's the main character.
Yeah.
And that's you gotta have a lady for him. So we'll see where it's gonna go. I'm focusing right now on the next one about I'll start with like the core, like the main structure of the book, and then the other storylines are going to fall in as far as love interest or whatever Kahuna's up to. I really want to introduce like a dog, as I love dogs.
Oh,
and I've got some ideas behind that, but I don't know for sure yet. So, like I said, well, give me maybe like a month
be a
or
dog
two.
named Kim.
We'll come back on. That's a little too on the nose, I think. No. And Kim wasn't a dog. Kim didn't do anything wrong.
No, not saying that.
Hey,
boy named Sue.
A boy named Sue, yeah.
Just kind of sticking with the Kim theme there.
There we go, yeah. With the love interest in the book.
The
if you haven't
love
read it,
interest. I love my dog.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Kathleen Brown said, just ordered the book on Amazon.
Perfect. Thank you, Kathleen.
So there you go.
Enjoy
Thanks,
the read.
Kathleen. I appreciate that. And Rich,
leave me an Amazon review. It's very important.
yes, leave him a review. Let him know. Because when you... Well, how do I want to ask this? Have you gotten a lot of reviews from people that...
I've gotten, I think between paperback and I've sold, right around 100 books since July 31st, really good August because I had a lot of build up and then, as they taper off some, but that'll correct itself over time. But I've got, I think 30 reviews on Amazon, but I've had a bunch of people that I know reach out to me. I've got a ton of emails on my website from people giving me great feedback. So I've gotten a lot of positive reviews.
Does that feedback give you ideas of incorporating anything to the second book?
No, it gives me. It gives me encouragement. And some people have offered, hey, this is great. Here's my criticism, and I accept those. Because first book, great, thank you. Actually, for anybody who's given me criticism, it's all been positive. I've gotten no negative feedback at all.
Oh, very cool.
Just some comments, and I've literally taken notes on all of them. So I appreciate all of it. Yeah.
And our buddy Rich out in Ohio has said this has piqued his interest. He will order.
Great, thanks, Rich. Enjoy
there you
the
go.
week.
So Rich goes way back with us. We were in Korea together, me and Rich and Michelle, and then Germany. So Bill Clip says Linmar Clip. Linmar, I think he's thinking Linda. I think it misspelled it. Wants to know if Michael will meet Buck Riley in Key West.
Yeah. It is something I've
Buy
thought
the
about.
second book.
That would be something for John and I to talk about. But it's definitely something I would love to have happen. That I'm sure John would be into it as well.
Would anything from John's books cross into your...
I'm open to all that.
I think that's
that
the
would
question.
be interesting. I think it would be super interesting to do, and I would love to do that one day. So, but that's a conversation with.
That'd be like
John.
super fun though, just to
yeah.
kind of like do like a little cross somehow in the book,
Right. Well, they did.
Sometimes they
John and the Island Authors group that he's with, they did one called Graceless, and it was all of them wrote individual chapters from the book and had their characters and stuff in it, and so they've done stuff like that. He's done stuff like that before, and it would be super cool. John's a great friend, and he's instrumental in me finishing this and doing this book at all.
Oh, he's a great guy.
I was doing this for fun. It's very well without John's influence and motivation. I would have just like, oh, well, that was neat, and then just never done anything with it official. You know? And so I'm, so it would be like a real honor, and it would be super great to be able to have Buck and Mike interact in some way.
No, I think it's cool.
Our characters are similar but very dissimilar, and the storylines. But I think there's a lot of room for overlap for an interesting story on both. So it's definitely something I plan on bringing up to John. So maybe this is how it'll happen.
You could meet Buck Riley. He's flying into Coral Bay.
Yeah,
he comes into the shop and buys a Twizzler.
Yeah, buys a Twizzler. Yeah, like I said, the next one's coming back to Key West, so there's definitely an opening there. And Mike's based in Key West, and that's not going to change.
Yeah.
So he's going to be here as
I think
far
that's
as
cool.
I can see. Yeah.
That is so cool.
As long as I'm here.
Again, I can't wait to read this. I wish I would have had this before to read it and be able to ask some other questions about what's in this book. So I'm happy to see that the audience is out there actually buying it, and I think that's really cool. So thank you, each and every one of you who have done so. Steve Brown, yes, Rich and Michelle and I were in Osan, Korea together, so that was kind of neat. On a side note, away from the book for a second, last week Whiskey Rick,
cool name.
He's
Probably met.
You probably met.
He worked at the whiskey.
Yeah, Rick worked at the whiskey place, the Smugglers there, and he does the ghost tours, and he's real big into what goes over at the Truman little White House over there.
Yeah, I didn't know his nickname was Whiskey Rick.
Yeah. I just because he loves his whiskey, and of course so do we.
I love my whiskey as well. Yeah.
But I want to talk about that in a second because you got some really good whiskeys down at Pilar.
It was an unintentional segue, but yes, we do.
But real quick. So I had a chance to go down last week. They were doing a special event with regards to Truman and it was more geared around the General.
Eisenhower?
No, wasn't Eisenhower.
You went and saw some stuff.
Oh my God, I can't think of the guy's name at the
I
moment.
couldn't drink, so I didn't.
But anyway,
I was like,
it was really interesting to watch because there was a special event happening at Truman's Little White House, and the Truman Conservatory or the Truman Place there in Missouri. They had some guys on there talking about the Korean War, and it was a really.
You got some soju up there.
Yeah, we got some soju up there, but it was a really interesting thing and I didn't plan on. I just thought I was just going to go and listen, and I ended up speaking for about 5 minutes because Whiskey Rick looked at me and he goes,
"You were in Korea."
He goes, "This guy has spent more time in Korea than I have. Let's hear from him." And I'm like, and all I could say was, I learned a lot that night about different strategies of how they were going into, South Korea to
their battles.
The battles with North Korea. But the only thing I could say was, look, when we were stationed there, it was during the Y2K, and our biggest concern was,
are the computers going to give in?
Yeah,
on us?
our concern was,
and then we're going to be
if
overrun.
the computers did what they were thinking they were going to do, our concern was, will
that give Kim,
the North Koreans the opportunity to come across the border and wreak havoc? So that was our biggest concern, but come midnight, the computers worked.
Yeah,
lights are still on.
But that was kind of my input, and then the last thing I had to say to him is that you got to understand that this war's not over there. This is
it's never settled.
An armistice. It's what's
it's still active.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
And you're just waiting on somebody to do something stupid. So that was a really interesting, thing to do over there. So.
I almost when I was. I was separated from the military for medical reasons after a parachuting accident. Turns out perfectly good airplanes is bad for you. I was in the 82nd on Fort Bragg, and so it was like as I got my orders to be separated, I also somehow, military government, got like dual orders. One was to Korea for a year, and then the other one was to start my separation. And I'm like, can I do this in Korea? Like, no.
MacArthur. It was General.
MacArthur.
General MacArthur. There.
But I really would have loved to have gone to Korea and see that. My grandfather was in Vietnam and Korea, so his experience was different than mine would have been. But I would have probably just been doing something simple because I was on a medical profile. But
it was a lot different than.
Kind of bummed I didn't get to go.
It was a lot different than what I expected. I mean, you have these,
I watched a lot of MASH growing up.
Yes. We watch MASH every night almost.
But the rumor for us was like, all the juicies and all the strip. I'm just like, I don't need all that.
I was interested in just the food, honestly.
Food, no, bulgogi and
the bulgogi. Oh my God, yeah.
He loves the
and just access and being so close to the rest of that part of Asia and that part of the world.
Oh yeah,
that was my interest. It was like,
yeah, well, and like Rich just said, he goes, the DMZ was really eye opening, and it was. I mean, going to the DMZ was the most
interesting
thing.
See the tunnels and.
Well, that's probably where I would have ended up, depending on what my status was, because I was sniper qualified as an infantryman, and so I probably would have just ended up there. So part of me is bummed, part of me is happy I didn't have to do that.
So I don't know what year this might be, Callie, but Callie McCool out in California says he might know Junior Wilson from Fort Bragg.
Oh God, I haven't been on. I guess I'm dating myself a little bit, but I was separated in 2001. So.
No, I left Fort Bragg in '99.
Well, you're on Pope, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
97 to 99.
No hope, Pope.
So you probably flew the planes I jumped out of.
I wasn't a pilot. I was just a third abs.
Well, you're probably on the plane, yeah.
It's like, jump! No!
No, that was
God! No, when the green light went off, you're standing there at midnight, whatever time, and I was infantry, so we get it was a ton of weight around your neck. When the green light went, you're like, let me off of this plane.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to land. Just open the door.
Here's a good coastal confession for you, and Brian's heard this one before. So at third apps, we had loadmasters, and we had 2 or 3 female loadmasters, and they were kind of funny. And so they would tell the stories, about how the guys are like messing with them, because they're walking up above you, walking across in the 130s and whatever. What they still have 141s back then? I think they did.
Yeah, they had 141
in the
back then,
17s, but anyway, and and the guys are propositioning them, of course, like hey, and this one gal, she was cute, and she's like, I don't date the cargo.
Ooh. Ouch.
Oh.
Date the cargo.
Write these down. These would be good for the book.
Right,
Don't date the cargo.
Yeah, don't date the cargo. Yeah.
It's like, I don't date the cargo.
Yeah, because Mike was, because I was, so Mike was obviously 82nd. So, maybe like what do they call them? Prequels.
No. So let me ask this question. What is the one thing about being in Key West that just is so cool to you?
The people, the community here. I've talked to people about this even recently. Like, I mean, it's a funky town. It's interesting. It's got a bunch of places to go eat, drink, whatever. It's by the water. It's a little island. We're closer to Havana than we are Walmart. But honestly, if you take out the people, it's not nearly as interesting. So it's really all about the community. When I first moved here, I just did what a lot of people do, just kind of like I was on vacation mode, partying all the time.
First year.
And then that first year and a half.
First year.
You gain like 10 or 15 pounds, and your liver enzymes are off the chart.
I was working on a boat. It was perfect. It was great. It's exactly what I needed. But after I found that my balance and, I got more into the community and discovered the real Key West beyond Duval Street, which I don't even really go to anymore. I cross it sometimes, but
yeah.
That's really what makes Key West to me is this community and the people and just
the music,
the
and writing, the artistry.
There's a lot of art down here, yeah.
Like all
that's
kinds,
all part of the
any
people,
kind of art.
It's a funky just be as you are kind of place. In a lot of places, I haven't seen him in a while, but the guy that would ride around, a lot of people know his name. I don't, unfortunately, but he would a dude in his 50s or 60s would walk around the butterfly with the
he wears fairy wings
and he's just a guy in Key West. If you did that stuff in a lot of other cities, you'd probably get arrested,
but he was also,
they think you're insane.
From what we understand,
he was a bush pilot
up in Alaska,
right,
most of the time.
Yeah,
and then he would come down here half the year.
But just a town that where you can do that, and it's just or the guy that would run up and down with a red hat and the American flag dressed like a woman. It was
exactly.
He's just
Douglas.
He's just a guy that people are like, oh yeah. But in some other places that would be looked at as taboo. So that's what I mean about the people and the community.
We ran across some people in front of Fausto's one time where what was his name? Fairy Wings guy.
I was trying to think of his name. Jesus.
Ron. Let's call him Ron. That's not it, but but they're like, some.
Well, he's a country guy, and
some country.
The guy walks in. He's got his wings on. He's got his little panties with the.
No, not him, but the country guy out in front of Fausto's. The tourist is like, what the heck was that?
What the hell is that?
We're like, oh, that's just Rob.
He's like, yeah.
You didn't look into where you're coming to, did you?
Yeah, it was just. I mean, to look at this guy's face, he's just kind of staring what the hell did I just witness? But
yeah, that's just Rob.
That's what it is.
But that's great that the community's so open-minded and it's such a funky little place.
I'll tell you what was kind of cool today that happened. Now, of course, we lost the Rainbow Crossing, down by 801. The state came in and all that.
It was
and
really
everything.
sad.
But what I think was interesting that today that the city just pushed out brand new
bike racks.
And the arch too got approved.
And what arch?
So I don't know where they're going to put it. I just happened to. I don't look at Facebook a lot, but I just happened to open it up for whatever reason. I saw somebody posted something about an arch, something saying about all people are welcome here at Rainbow Arch. I don't know where it's going to go or what it is.
Very cool.
But they said it was officially approved by not just the city but by FDOT to be able to go up. But I did see the bike locks. That's awesome that they're doing that.
Yeah, and they're they're rainbow colored. And I thought, you know what? When you take something away from us, they find another way to bring back
or creative
to the I thought today that was the Max. Thank you, Bill Clip. Max with the fairy wings and everything.
Thanks, Bill.
Yeah, but I thought that was just so cool that you take this away from us, but here's what we can do.
Yeah.
And I that's again, it goes back to the people
It's
here.
not on the road. It's not obstructing traffic. Hopefully not,
No, we're a very lucky city to have the
Distracting
people that we
anyway.
have down here. The artists, the rum makers,
Well, there's
the
everybody.
authors. I mean, you
The-
name it.
The musicians.
Yeah. It's really cool. I mean, we're very, very blessed.
Because Bill keeps chiming in, I want to, throw out to the Key West wanderings, who Bill is like photo documenting like everything that happens in Key West. He's like our, for our friend group, like a personal paparazzi kind of, which is awesome. You never have to worry about taking a picture.
But I think that's cool. It's nice that we have someone like Bill and Linda that go out there and do what they do in the community and taking the pictures and that's neat stuff.
Yeah, it's great.
But I want to get to some more music. I want to get into. I don't think I'm going to end up doing
music radio show.
Stay in music.
I'm not going to do this day in music. Although there were some interesting ones in there.
Is
But
there anything? Maybe you can do a shortened version.
we'll see. We'll see what happens here. But I want to get some more music. I want us to regroup, figure out what we're going to talk on this other segment.
The other side.
The other side of it. And again, I appreciate everybody. If you got a question for Sean, please let me know. And I'll definitely ask the question on here because...
please do. I would love to answer some questions.
You're my friend. You are very interesting. We've always enjoyed hanging out with you. From the Cork and Stogie, I missed the Cork and Stogie.
Yeah.
My God, that was such a fun time too.
Raise a glass to the Cork and Stogie.
Yes, raise a glass to the Cork and Stogie, everybody. But definitely, I love coming down to Pilar. We're going to be down there tomorrow. Matter of fact, because we need to
We're scoping it out for
we're scoping it out for her birthday.
my birthday party on the 11th.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to make that. I've got the Stein holding competition that I bought Lederhosen for.
Yeah.
So I may show up in Lederhosen at some
That's all right. That'll be fun.
and maybe a little intoxicated.
We might pick. We might pick one.
Let's get some river music in there.
What is that one song? Roll out the barrel.
Roll out the barrel.
My grandparents. So my grandfather was in the Air Force, and he was stationed on Rammstein.
That's where Brian was.
I spent 8 years there.
Man, they loved it, and they always said that if they left the United States, went anywhere, and my grandmother really wanted to. She had her way about it. They would have gone, but Grandpa, owned a business. They would have gone back to Germany. They loved their friends there and the people.
We've got a friend from New Mexico moved to Germany, so
Yeah. It's Rammstein. I was there when it was West Germany.
Yeah.
And I went back when it was unified Germany. Interesting enough, it was night and day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the way things have changed from all that, but to me, it feels home. I got a lot of friends over there, and it's just there's something about it. If I could live any two places, it would be either here or in Rammstein area.
Nice.
Just
we plan on Annie and I plan on going next year because she's been. I haven't going to the actual Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And doing it right, like doing it like real, not like crazy tourist dummies, but going and really doing like the real Oktoberfest.
You do the real Oktoberfest. You go to the Neuschwanstein Castle and say I've been there. It's really cool. I would say throw Dachau in because that is a really interesting.
Well, when we decide to pull the trigger, I'll definitely reach out to you for some must-dos.
Oh my God, we've done so many things in Germany, but I want to get to some more music. We're getting into the Bill and Ann Abbott segment where it's two drinks. I'm telling
two drinks
you,
in the morning, 2 drinks at night.
it has been one of those.
2 drinks before we drink 2 drinks.
No, it is 2 songs to drink to. So we're going to get into that segment right here with Bill and Ann Abbott. But first of all, we're going to start off with Booze is a Duct Tape of Life. Jim Morris on B-Man Michelle's Coastal Confessions right here on Tiki Man Radio.
Is the duct tape of life. That's how I explain my behavior to my wife. You may think I'm drunk again, but I'm really just hanging in. Patched up to go the distance when my luck is running thin. She said, you're insane. Yeah, you're out of your mind. On the brink of total collapse with that line you're giving. Yeah.
jail would do you good. Hard labor, bad food, you're a pothole in the road to cheerful living. Now booze is the duct tape of life, and I eschew that kind of language from my wife. I'm taken aback at your affront. It's just a harmless little stunt. Let's make up and go to bed. And this is what she said. Hey, you're insane. Yeah, you're out of your mind. On the brink of total collapse with that line you're giving. Yeah, you know jail would do you good. Hard labor, bad food, you're a pothole in the road to cheerful living. Well, I'm glad we talked it over. It's so good to communicate, but don't sugarcoat it, honey. Hey, why don't you give it to me straight? Yeah, you're insane. Yeah, you're out of your mind. On the brink of total collapse with that line you're giving. Yeah, you know jail would do you good. Hard labor, bad food, you're a pothole in the road to cheerful living. You're a pothole in the road to cheerful living. Now booze is the duct tape of life.
Hey, Ann, what time is it?
It's time for Two Songs to Drink To with Bill and Ann Abbott of the Amateur Adventurers Club.
Only on B-Man and Michelle's Coastal Confessions. Tiki Man Radio, your coastal Americana radio station.
You take 2 tins in and 1/5 out your favorite liquor store. Take it to a party, everybody partakes, that's what they make it for. You can shoot it quick or Dixie mix it, but you better watch out. Once it hits your lips, the less there is and the more it all goes south. Ain't no trouble at the top of the bottle, but the bottom is a different thing. Have a couple doubles, mingle with the singles, ain't nobody feeling no pain. All that pouring makes the morning hard, but that's alright. Cause there ain't no trouble at the top of the bottle, but we're getting in trouble at the bottom of the bottle tonight. A few drinks in, it's innocent, plenty enough to share. Halfway down, we're losing count, we don't really care. Almost empty, oh, don't tempt me, tomorrow's gonna hurt like hell. Should've gone M-I-A-A-S-A-P when they said B-Y-O-L. Ain't no trouble at the top of the bottle, but the bottom is a different thing. Have a couple doubles, mingle with the singles, ain't nobody feeling no pain. All that pouring makes the morning hard, but that's alright. Cause there ain't no trouble at the top of the bottle, but we're getting in trouble at the bottom of the bottle tonight.
trouble at the top of the bottle, but the bottom is a different thing. Have a couple doubles, mingle with the singles, ain't nobody feeling no pain. All that pouring makes the morning hard, but that's alright, 'cause there ain't no trouble at the top of the bottle, but we're getting in trouble at the bottom of the bottle tonight. We're getting in trouble at the bottom of the bottle tonight. Here comes the bottom of the bottle. All aboard!
Hello, everyone. This is Ed the Train Man from Get on the Peace Train with Ed the Train Man. Join me and the Peace Train conductors every Monday, 5 to 7 p.m. Central Railroad Time, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Railroad Time. And we'll come to you live from the Paradise Way Tiki Bar Studios in Crown Point, Indiana. That's the Lakes of Four Seasons. And our show is about hippies, trains, trop rock, and, of course, our local music scene here in Northwest Indiana. My show is brought to you by JM Real Estate, the commercial real estate of the Florida Space Coast, and Better Call Becky, Better Homes and Gardens right here in Northwest Indiana. So get on the Peace Train, all aboard on Tiki Man Radio.
Mr. Engineer, can you take me far away
Got an itty bitty Hey, Tiki Man Radio fans. This is Emily Randall from Chicagoland, and I love tuning in to Coastal Confessions with B-Man and Michelle on Friday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern on the internet at tikimanradio.com or watch live on YouTube at Tiki Man Radio. Reach out if you've got a song request or a confession.
surrounded by walls, but all I see.
B-Man and Michelle's Coastal Confessions right here on Tiki Man Radio, coming to you live from the Beechy Shell Studios, Beechy Shell Hideaway, Key West, Florida. Guys, thanks. We're having such a wonderful evening. We're having a great time. Just catching up on all kinds of stuff. I got Sean Martin.
Well, Sean. Dean.
Sean M. Dean.
Sean M. Dean.
Coral Bay. If you haven't gotten it, go out and get it. Rich Malik, if you're still on here, have a great weekend, my friend. We appreciate you. And we'll definitely see you next week. And Callie McCool says, no show next Tuesday. Kids are on vacation. Already? Are they already on vacation? They just went back to school. Not only is Sean an author, but he is the manager down at the Pilar.
Distillery manager,
and
rum maker.
Rum maker.
He makes rum.
Man of many hats.
He's a good guy to have as a friend because, you know, he brings...
He's my hero.
I bring you bottles of rum. Yeah, it's good.
Not to mention we spend a lot of time down there, too. So
yeah, you guys are in there having cocktails.
I think...
it's always good to see you there.
Those
We'll
chairs.
be there tomorrow afternoon.
Yes, we'll be there tomorrow afternoon.
I might mosey in tomorrow afternoon as well. Speaking of, what is today? Friday? So CW Colt play tonight. So tomorrow the Shanty Hounds will be
Shanty Hounds. What time
so
they play
we get to see the Shanty Hounds.
It should be 3 to 6.
3 to
Yeah, well,
6.
Because we have our happy hour going.
Probably our time frame.
Yeah. Are you still doing the special in October? Because I know in September you did the all month was...
Pizza.
No. All month was for locals.
No,
They
that was
got
ended
local
in
special
September. Somebody
all day.
told us that ended in September.
Okay.
No, they just did the pizza the other day.
No, we're talking about...
the local, the happy hour all day.
Yeah, happy hour
I
all
think
day.
that's going to mid-October.
Oh, very cool.
Maybe they extended it.
I like that
I
idea.
thought somebody shut you down the other day. I was like, no, it ended in
I
September.
don't remember, but...
Well, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I make rum. I don't run the bar.
Regardless, we're going down there
Plus, we need to
anyway.
pick up our
Whether it's
paycheck.
half price...
Brian, plus we need to pick up our paycheck from our last gig.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
New.
After the
new
first of the month.
Yeah.
First of the
If they're
month.
ready. I just wait for Sean to say, hey, your check's here.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay. I'll
Don't
be down
rely
to
on
pick
me.
it up.
I got enough stuff to remember. So I very well may forget.
Yeah, trust me. I swear to
It's
God.
not my money. So
I keep track of the finances.
Yeah, she keeps track of it. It's like... and it's funny because I can't buy nothing without her knowing. She's like, hey, what'd you spend $50 on? I'm like, really? So I had to like that little collage picture she showed you. I had to like use my secret money.
Right.
Out of my PayPal.
A surprise, yeah.
So that I could do like a little surprise for
PayPal
her.
or Venmo, yeah, I wouldn't know. Actually, you could use, it's funny, he actually has, you're an authorized user on my American Express card. But I don't see what he does until the statement comes out. But he's never used it, so. But that's the way you could sneak something by me.
All right, Sean, let's go down and get a few beers.
I'll do it.
So she'd be like,
put it on the Amex.
Beers?
You're just getting points.
I don't care about that. He just tries to sneak a present by me or something.
Well, I try to do something nice. It's like, she goes, hey, you spent $100 on what? I was like, oh, Jesus criminy. So anyway, so you're a man of many hats down here in Key West, and it's so fun to hang out. I'm trying to remember some of the stuff that we used to kind of do. I mean, I know when Dan Smith was around. I don't want to use that guy's name.
You just said that name into the universe.
I know. When DS was around.
BS.
But, I used to see a lot of you because we all kind of hung out together. It was one of those things.
I think that's probably the time. I mean, outside of there was Cork, and then that went away, and then it's probably that time. And, despite everything that happened around that, and there's only like a handful of people that really understand what we're talking about. But it brought us, a bunch of people together.
It brought a bunch of people together.
And that's where I really got to know, Bill and Linda and the clips, and it's like.
Well, we got to know Wegman better.
Wegman, that's when I really first time I sat down and talked to Dave really too much. So it was like, it was a good time.
And whatever you got to say about him, Brian likes his shirts.
Yeah, I like his shirts.
Yeah, you still got it. I thought I saw it earlier. The what is it? The Gypsies in the Palace thing.
Yeah, because we played at that one.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Gypsies in the Palace, this wonderful, beautiful
Jimmy Buffett style
ukulele.
I like it.
Ukulele. If that reminds you of anything that used to be in the store up there.
Yeah.
But no, it's fun to catch up with you when we get a chance to see you. I know you're a busy guy. Lots going on.
Everybody.
Yeah. So when we get a chance to sit down and chit chat, and it was fun. I think it was last week, wasn't it? Or 2 weeks ago, where we just sat there and drank rum and talked.
That was good.
And we haven't done that in so long. So
I had a free moment to be able to sit down with y'all instead of just passing through, going, "Hey, gotta keep going."
Well, and I get it, because at some point you're ready to get the hell out of there. It's like, I've been here all day,
12 hours. It's like I'm gonna go home,
and I'm done.
Yeah, but as the only job. I mean, that spot is so cool, the social club, and this isn't a shameless plug. This is just me being honest. Like, it's the only job that I've ever had that I would hang out at.
Yeah.
And come to on a day off.
Yeah.
Even though I know on a day off, Saturday, I'm going to walk in, somebody might ask me to do something because hey, you're a manager. Can you do this? Can you handle the situations? But it's just such a cool spot, cool job. Yeah.
So anything else on the horizon? Anything big? Anything that's other than you're working on your next book?
Working on the next book. I mean, that's probably the big thing personally beyond the distillery. We've always got the next Distillery Reserve be coming out soon. Bahama Bob, who's a great friend of mine, taught me about rum, and now we made rum for a long time, and he's since retired, and he's gonna come in and help me choose between. He's cut way back on his drinking these days.
Really?
It wasn't like it was just a more of a just being healthy thing. He's in his mid 70s, so it wasn't like a have to kind of situation like that, and like you see in Key West a lot. But he's gonna come help me taste some rum out of the barrel and choose between the next two for the next rum.
So let me ask this. This might be a stupid question, but you drink a lot of rum.
Well, I mean,
and you make a lot of rum.
Taste a lot.
I've tasted a lot of rum. I have drank a lot of rum. I don't want to,
I mean, what is the secret to say? You taste this rum, you're like, smell. And again, we've done a lot of whiskeys, and
it's the same.
Personal preference, I guess.
As far as what? I mean, what's the full question?
Well, if you have to decide, is you want this or this?
Between the two, I mean, we just and right now, so between these two, as an example, is that they're really close. It's just you're just nitpicking.
Yeah.
All you're doing. You're like, what like it's gonna come down to, well, this one sits just a little bit better on the palate, or I enjoy the nose on this one a little bit more.
So it really kind of comes down to personal preference.
It is
a
all
little
personal
bit.
preference, which is why I like to have somebody else who knows more than me, like Bob, come in and do it. And then I'll actually, if we get down to a point where we can't decide, I'll open it up instead of just 2. I'll open up to 4 barrels or expressions, or even just deciding on proof.
Yeah.
You know, the alcohol content. Where do I want that to sit? I'll go out to our staff. You know, they're rum people, becoming rum people. To the but Bob and I are the nerds, so we've got.
You're the chemical.
I need to know like I know what I like, and I know what the rum nerd community likes. I need to know what the rest of the population likes.
Yeah.
You know? So we'll go out and just sample them. And I'll show up to the bar with Gil or Kelly or somebody, like, here's 4 glasses, A, B, C, D. Which one do you like better? That's all I'm telling you. There's 4
very
things
interesting.
There, you know, so, and that's how you do it. Just gauge it. You know where it's gonna fall.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. For me, it's like, you know, we've done so many whiskey tastings, and of course the rum tasting, and everything, and I sometimes sit back and I'm like, you as the distiller, or you as the person that's making this, it's like, how do you really zero in on what you're looking for?
Well, I don't go into like creating an expression or determining proof with what I'm looking for. This sounds corny, I know, but like I let the rum tell me where it wants to be. I let the rum, the best rum shine by going through and going into it as much as possible, you know, with no preconceptions about anything. And just really and I just judge it based on not what I want, but what is the best rum. And I just sort of judge it in my head, because I've done rum judging. Bob's done a ton of it. And it's just completely, you know, we try to be as objective as possible.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. For me,
but you drink a lot of it. Like, I mean, like, so when I started learning about rum, I would sit and, you know, and I got this from Carl Grooms, who was a good buddy of mine who taught me a lot about rum, and along with Bahama Bob and Mike Streeter and all these guys, and like and you know, I would take a page from Carl's book, and I would have 4 or 5 rums in front of me with a notebook, and my girlfriend would be like, I remember one day she came in, she's like, "What are you doing?" Like, you're drinking 5 different rums, which is concerning, but you're also with a notebook. What is happening? And I'm like, I'm not really just drinking them, I'm spitting most of them out. I'm taking notes. I'm thinking about them deeply and comparing them, and that's what you kind of got to do to get to know it. But it's the same thing with wine or anything.
Yeah, we've done that before with wine.
Yeah, we did a.
We've done some wine classes.
It's palate education. You know.
We had our friends that
I'm
owned
just
that,
drinking for effect.
Owned that pizzeria. You know, they did, what was that? They had a where kind of make your own
wine classes,
make your own blend.
But Nicole was also going. She had her class. She got her class 1 sommelier, and she also got her class 2 sommelier. But while she was training for her class 2 sommelier, she brought us all along with her. Kind of, you know, it's like, you know, taste this and this, you know.
I'll tell you what, I was into wine before I was into spirits. I used to nerd out about wine and go to wine tastings before I ever cared about spirits beyond what effect it was going to have on me. This was an undergrad at USF in Tampa. You know, I would go and do that. So,
talking about the wine, it was interesting because, like Michelle said, you know, Nicole brought us along in her journey of
being a sommelier.
I think she's going level 2 or whatever. But
level 2 at the time, yeah.
It's a science. It's I mean, the things you have to do. And then when, you know, she's like, you're blindfolded, you know, you got to smell, you got to taste.
Or they give you, it's in a black glass. So you can't even tell if it's a lot of people can't tell if it's a white or a red wine if they can't see it. You know, and to have to drink it and tell me what you're tasting, you know. And
yeah, I mean, I can tell, not be able to tell between specific varietals, but if you can't like tell between a white and a red, that'd be weird. I would question your palate.
It seems like that would be weird, but apparently it's.
I mean, there's a lot of visual to it. I mean, I've never done the black glass. I've done like blind tasting as far as like you don't see the bottle. And we did one, this master sommelier in Tampa, and he lined up, like, there's like 15 different wines, and we went through, we tasted all of them, we ranked them, and he was making a point, And the ones that were like the $30, $40 price range are the ones that were like way up here. The crappy ones are the crappy ones, right? Because they're just bad. And then the really expensive ones didn't really rank that high.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
They weren't by just the wine alone. I almost said spirit, but just the wine alone wasn't that much better than
I've noticed that
other
with-
wines.
with-
It's all
with-
advertising. And he's like, look, beyond $60, you're paying for marketing and advertising.
Yeah, I've noticed that
and
with
prestige.
with wine and with port too, because when we went to the Instituto de Porto in Lisbon,
I love port.
Um,
I really do.
I got some in
I
there.
love port. That's like my
There were-
favorite after dinner drink.
there were
is
4 of
port.
us together, and so it's like, let's get the really, really expensive one. You know, it's like $80 for like an ounce or 2 ounces or something. It might have been more than that. I forget. But anyway, so we all passed it around, and we're like, I think the mid-range one.
Yeah, the mid-range one.
Could have gone with that $20 tawny and been just
Yeah,
fine
it's
with
just-
that.
No, but I mean, but we just bought one.
Maybe not that.
But we bought one for the 4 of us, and we
Right.
each had a little sip of it. And we're like, I think the other one's just as nice. You
Yeah.
know, it's like, I'm not going to pay $80 for 2 ounces when, you can pay $20 for 2 ounces. It's like, and it's just as lovely.
Yeah.
Right.
So Callie on here goes, of course, he's out California, so they do a lot of wine out west. Napa is close. So I've done a lot of Napa time. And then, of course, he says Lodi wine is his favorite. And then South American wine is amazing. Yes, South American wine is really
Very
good,
good,
too.
yeah.
That is some really good stuff. We were talking during the music, when we get to bring you back. And you can come back anytime. We always love having folks on the radio with us. But Tad at Southernmost Pint is getting ready to release his...
I don't know what it is. Like I was introduced to him by Annie, and he and I started talking. Like I said, and we were geeking out, and I happened to have released I just had dumped barrels for my summer release, which was really, God, that was such a good rum. It's all gone. It was so good. And so I had this amazing barrel that I wanted to do something with, and I just brought it down to him. I'm like, hey man, because he said he wanted one, so I brought him that, and he's got a beer in it. What he's told me, I just don't recall, and it's got to be awesome. He's going to put it out sometime soon, so we should have him on the show.
Yes,
I'll bring some of the rum. He'll bring the beer, and then
do some tastings on the air,
and then we'll just talk about it. Yeah,
I think when you do that, and I told him that I would love to get him on, because he, when he knew you were coming on, he's like, you guys never bring us on. I'm like, your sponsors, you have Carte Blanche.
Yeah.
You can come anytime you want. So we're going to get him on. But I said I was going to play this clip that I put together. So they're getting ready to do their Oktoberfest.
The Steinholding.
The 10th, 11th, and 12th. And you're going to be out there doing a Steinholding.
Is it 10th, 11th, 12th?
Yes, 10th, 11th,
Yes, 10th, 11th, and 12th.
The 11th is the
11th is the Steinholding competition.
Which is also my birthday party.
Michelle's birthday party.
You're a block apart.
I know.
I'll do both. I'm just going to be in Lederhosen, so I'm just letting you know.
I'm here to tell you, it is not easy holding that Stein. We
talked about that earlier.
Full of beer.
I think mine was 2 minutes and 30 some seconds that I
what's the
held.
volume of a Stein? What's the? Because a gallon of water weighs
it's a liter.
Pounds.
It's 1 liter.
Okay, so 3.4.
So yeah, but as you're holding that, I'm like, oh my God, my arm was killing me. I could feel it here in my chest. I'm like, holy crap.
You got to come to rehearsal. We're going to practice.
Well, he's been practicing. I think he's up to 3 minutes and something.
Okay, that's pretty
But
good.
this video is going to show you. So if you're watching on YouTube, you guys are going to be lucky to see this. But this is Tad, and I put some music to it. So I might turn the music down just a little bit so you can see it. But this is Tad, who's holding his Stein and practicing. So down here at the Southernmost Pint. And I sped it up.
I love No, wait, Tad, there's no anything in there.
It is. He's got water in it.
Oh, does he? Okay.
And if you look closely, just watch his face, because it's killing him at the very end.
It hurts, man.
It's not easy.
No. Yeah, look, he's already. I think that's disqualified right there, isn't it? What are the rules? What are the rules?
Well, he would disqualify you on that.
You just got to do some deltoid.
Look at his face. You can tell he's dying.
Sweating, probably sweating at this point.
But that's what they're doing at the Southernmost Pint Brewpub, 10th, 11th, and 12th. It's Oktoberfest Stein holding competition on Saturday, October 11th. If you're down in Key West.
What time is the Stein holding competition?
Well, let's find out. I've got the flyer right here. Let's put the flyer on. Let me get to this. And so it's the Oktoberfest, serving traditional German food and beer, October 10th, 11th, 12th at the Southernmost Pint Brewpub, 522 Front Street, all day. Stein holding competition is on Saturday, October 11th at 6 p.m.
Okay, so 6.
So sometime between.
So that should be done by like 7, I would.
Yeah.
Sometime between now and then.
Because my thing goes till 8.
We're gonna go and we're gonna go practice.
Do you have a Stein?
I don't, but Annie found. So she's been to actual Oktoberfest, so she found her outfit plus 2 Steins from there.
Okay, so
she's gonna bring them, and we're gonna go down there. We're gonna fill them full of beer, and we're gonna practice. So I'll let you know when that is.
If you don't have one, let me know. I have one.
You have some. You showed me quite the collection of Steins that you have.
Yes, and I have that one up there with all the holes over it.
I love it.
And you got to figure out.
Bring it. I'll try to figure it out.
Well, I told Tad I will drop that off since we're going to be over at your location that day.
Hemingway Social Club at 201 Simonton Street.
Where the rum flows all day.
3 kinds of birthday cake.
Yeah, 3 kinds of birthday cake we're going to have.
And an open bar for a limited time.
Yeah, limited time, open bar. We're putting a credit card up there. And
see how much I feel like spending.
That is brave of you.
I know it's brave, but it's her 60th
to announce
birthday.
it on the radio, I mean.
No.
Hey, if I get people that fly into Key West, I want to come to her birthday party. I think that's pretty damn cool.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But yeah, I got that one Stein up there. I told him being Tad, that I will bring that down, and he can use that as some kind of competition piece if he wanted.
Right, like a secondary competition. How many times does it take you to figure this out? It's almost like Das Boot, right?
Figure out how to drink that beer without getting wet. So definitely, I'm going to bring it down there. And he thought he had it figured out.
And then he got dripped on?
No, he didn't get dripped on. He goes, I think I know how it works. And he's telling me it. And I'm like, listen, yeah. No.
I would have done the same thing. I would have looked at it, looked at the holes, and went, I got this.
Yeah.
And then got wet. I would have tried it.
Yeah, it was funny. I told him, I'm like, I gave him the hint. And he's like, oh, I get it now. Yeah. But he was trying to tell me, he's like, I'm all this. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
All right. Tell me what you think.
He's like me. He's like, I'm not gonna be outsmarted by freaking glass.
By a glass, and yeah, so it was. He's outsmarted by the glass. Yeah. So when I told him, I'm like, because I'm going to give you this mug and you're going to have some fun with it. He was like, oh.
It's fun, yeah.
Very cool. So, all right. So we about ready to close the show out tonight?
I think so.
All right. We get ready to shut this show down.
10 minutes
I appreciate you.
Flies, man, when we're having fun. This is a good time. Thanks so much for having me.
Well, you are more than welcome anytime.
Was it anything we absolutely had to know from the...
Yes. Is there anything else you want to talk about the book?
No, I mean from your...
No, I'm good.
Stay in history?
No.
Music history?
No, we'll do
I'll
history.
say that once I get some more things that are solid that I know I'm going to use on the book, I'll come for the second one. I'll come in and we can talk about it more.
Very
definitely we'll touch base.
We're getting ready to release this.
Touch base with.
Well, we're
Tad.
definitely gonna get you back on the show. I'm hoping, I like your idea. Let's get Tad in here and talk about the beer and the rum, huh?
Let's get Annie.
Yeah, we'll get Annie in.
And get Annie in. Yeah. So let's do some more of this. I like when we have our guests. We have some fun stuff to talk about. We get a little crazy on here. I think next week I have Kim Stamps coming in. I will confirm that with her.
Cool.
I saw her as I was walking to the Pint the other day. I ran into so many people, and she's taking the corner with a buttload of people in the back of her van from the hotel, and she stops. She's like, "Hey!" And all these people are looking out. They're like, "Who's that guy?"
Tell you what, next time though, maybe we'll figure out the logistics of your stuff. Maybe we'll play a song.
There you go.
Hey, if you want to do that, let's do that.
No, you can do it. He had it set up for Chris Ream to do a
I had everything ready because I thought Chris Ream was going to play something, but
I'll bring my guitar and my mandolin, and we'll play a song.
Let's do something. Let's make that happen, and then I'll get Michelle spun up so she can hit buttons while we're doing our thing. I know that's risky, but
what's the worst that can happen?
What could possibly go?
What could possibly go wrong on Tiki Man Radio? So, all right, let's get. I want to close the show out, you guys. B-Man and Michelle's Coast Confessions. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on a Friday night.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Sean, for coming down here and being a part of it. And Michelle, beautiful as ever, doing your thing.
Almost my birthday.
Next week is
next Friday.
Next Friday is the birthday eve. Birthday eve
Saturday.
For Michelle.
What time is the
6 to 8.
6 to 8. Yes. So we're looking forward to that. We're gonna have a good time down there for that. But I wanted to close the show out with this song by Jimmy Buffett, "Death of an Unpopular Poet."
I
love that song, and I think it's really cool, and I can't wait to read this. I wish I had this to ask you a few more questions out of it, but I'm glad Bill and Linda
Growing old on bacon in a doghouse, 10 foot round.
10 foot round. So,
I mean, I think it's one of the things about Jimmy though, like, you know, it's like songs like this, you know, kind of like, I guess you call it B-side stuff, like "Death of an Unpopular Poet," and you know, people know Jimmy for, you know, a lot of people know Jimmy for like Margaritaville.
Songs you know by heart.
Songs you know by heart, that kind of stuff, like the top 10, 12, whatever he played every show.
I love like Chanson pour les petits enfants.
Yeah.
I would like to
song for the children.
Well, you know, when this
people
show
don't know, like, you know, and I still claim that Margaritaville is a blues song. It's a sad song if you really listen to it.
Yes,
if you listen to it, it's upbeat, but it's a sad song. And go read the lyrics without the tune in your head. And that's not a person in a good place. So, yeah, Jimmy's a brilliant songwriter, and he's a blues guy.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
A poet for sure.
I would like to just, I mean, because, you know, with this Coastal Confession started out at the very beginning, of which, you know, that guy was with us, and
I remember up in the studio. Yeah, that was fun.
You know, we had a lot of fun with it, but I knew it was going to be short lived. But we still kept with the tradition of trying to play some Buffett, you know, and I like talking about the different Buffett things, and you know what people like you just said, you know, Margaritaville really is
it's a blues tune, man.
Blues tune,
wasting away, like you're sad, or like, you know, it's a blues tune.
So for me, I like staying in that tradition of, and I'd really like to do I would like to do a show where people send me their Buffett song and what it means to them.
That'd be great.
I think that would be a fun show one night. Just say, hey, look, you know, let's do Buffett stuff, and you tell me what this song means to you, and just talk about it on the radio, and then go to that song and then do some other stuff along the way. All right.
We can all bring our own songs, what they mean to us.
Yes, we can do that. All right, we're going to close the show out. Don't go anywhere, because you know how I do this every night. After the song, we'll be right back just to close the show out. But right here, "Death of an Unpopular Poet," Jimmy Buffett on B-Man and Michelle's Coastal Confessions, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, being a part of what we do.
I truly appreciate it. And there was something I was doing that I didn't know I was doing. It's not like I went to confession or anything, so don't worry about that. But I was just kind of doing songs at the end that I hadn't done in a long time, and people kind of recognized that without me even knowing I was doing it. So here's another one of those I've kind of dug up from the past, and it's a little thing called "Death of an Unpopular Poet" that goes way, way back. And I hope you enjoy it, because I really enjoy doing this at the end. Again, thank you so much. I once knew a poet who lived before his time. He and his dog Spooner would listen while he'd rhyme. Words to make you happy, words to make you cry. And then one day the poet, he suddenly did die. But he left behind a closet filled with verse and rhymes. And through some strange transaction, One was printed in the Times. Now he's called immortal. Hell, he's even taught in school. They say he used his talents, a most proficient tool, but he left all of his royalty to Spooner, his old hound, growing old on steak and bacon in a doghouse 10 feet around. And everybody wondered, did he really lose his mind? No, he was just a poet who lived before his time. He was just a poet who lived before his time. Poetry rules. Good night. God bless you.
This is Sweet Harriet from New Hampshire. Thanks for stopping by and tuning in to Coastal Confessions with B-Man and Michelle on Tiki Man Radio.
Hey, thank you, everybody, for tuning in this Friday with B-Man and Michelle's Coastal Confessions with Sean Martin, author, rum maker, the whole 9 yards, you name it, and down here in Key West. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. We'll be back next Friday, hopefully with Kim Stamps. And as we close the show out every week...
Y'all come back now. You hear?
Y'all come back now next week, and we're going to have another great show for you on a Friday night and take you into your weekend. Have a great, great rest of the weekend, and we'll see you next week, everybody.